I won over the black silk Stewardess from the start. In the sky over Jinghai City. Take it easy, Lin Shao, you're hurting me. A soft, delicate female voice drifted into Lin Fei's ears, sending a pleasant, tingling sensation through his body. What happened? Didn't I die? Lin Fei immediately jolted up from the bed, scanning his surroundings. It seemed like he was on a private jet. What's going on, Lin Shao? You not feeling well? In front of him was a stunning beauty, her perfect figure partially concealed by the blanket held to her chest, though it did little to hide her curves. She was exactly as the saying goes, when a woman looks down and cannot see her feet, she is already a beauty beyond this world. Who are you? Where am I? Lin Fei demanded, eyeing the beautiful woman before him. The woman pouted. Men are all the same, once they are done, they act like they don't know us anymore. The woman angrily tossed some clothes at Lin Fei, then began to get dressed. When he saw her stunning figure, Lin Fei's nosebleed started gushing. He hastily grabbed a tissue to stop the flow. Could it be that he'd gone to heaven? Heaven tests people like this? In his previous life, Lin Fei had failed in business, unable to repay the millions of high-interest loans he owed. To avoid dragging down his family, he chose to jump off the Twin Towers. At the age of 28, his tragic life came to an end. Hey, you're not pretending to have forgotten my name, are you? Lin Fei, your acting skills are terrible. How could I forget you? Your sister Ju, right? Lin Fei recognized the woman before him, who was wearing a Stewardess uniform. She resembled a popular online streamer he had seen before. Sister Ju, my foot. The woman threw an ID badge at Lin Fei, which bore a neat photo. Her name was written as Liang Qian. So you're little Qian Qian. Look at my memory, it's so bad. Liang Qian rolled her eyes at Lin Fei. 1 second, he was calling her little sweetie on the bed, and the next moment. But she couldn't really get mad, because this private jet was part of Lin Fei's family assets, and she was just a flight attendant. She had been selected for her appearance and ability to handle the intense job. However, she hadn't expected Lin Fei to be so energetic. He was practically a human jackhammer, making her feel a bit overwhelmed. If it weren't for his ridiculously handsome face, she would have quit by now. Seeing Liang Qian dressed in her Stewardess uniform, Lin Fei was a bit confused. Huh? Even in heaven, you can play the uniform temptation. Is this some kind of cosplay? Lin Shao, don't joke around, okay? This is my work uniform, I'm on duty. What did you say? My private jet. Lin Fei's mouth nearly dropped to the floor. Yes, you're the only son of the chairman of the Lin Group. Having a private jet is not that unusual, right? Liang Qian handed him a copy of Time, a business weekly. Lin Fei took it and flipped through it. What the heck? Lin Xinghui? Isn't he this my dad? The cover of the magazine featured his father, who in his previous life had made a living selling fish. But the man on the cover had an entirely different aura. The Lin Xinghui on the cover exuded the air of a business tycoon, a far cry from the fish vendor Lin Fei remembered. The only similarity was the iconic Mediterranean hairstyle that his father was known for. Lin Fei ran a hand through his currently thick hair, wondering if, as he aged, he would also end up with the same bold look. The headline read, "The Hidden Tycoon of China, interview with Lin Xinghui, head of the Lin Empire worth trillions." Are you kidding me? This magazine is making stuff up. My dad sells fish, and now he's a billionaire? Did he sell fish to Chen Yuan's Deng Gang? But as Lin Fei read the article carefully, he realized his father really was a wealthy tycoon. Lin Xinghui's business empire spanned industries like mining, real estate, energy, finance, dining, and entertainment, with independent subsidiaries in each sector, all contributing to the formation of a business empire worth trillions. This reminded Lin Fei of a joke he'd seen online: I beat up my dad for a few hours, and he still wouldn't admit he's a billionaire. But what really shocked Lin Fei was the date at the bottom of the article. May 20th, 2013. What? I've reincarnated. I've traveled back 10 years in time. Lin Fei was overjoyed. He couldn't believe his luck. He had been given a second chance at life. System. Where are you? Come out. Lin Fei shouted in his mind. Anyone familiar with web novels knows that a system is a must for reincarnation. What the hell? I just leveled up, and now you want to wake me up? Lin Fei was stunned. Apparently, his system had quite the temper. But no matter what, having a system was a good thing. He wanted to experience what it was like to have one. Seeing how others with systems could easily dominate, Lin Fei couldn't wait to experience that feeling. To use this system, please recharge 5 million. The system notified him. What? Are you out of your mind? Isn't the system supposed to assist me? Lin Fei cursed loudly in his mind. Har har, just kidding. You really have no sense of humor. Perfect rebirth system activated. To prevent their host from falling into poverty again, the system will provide support. Name, Lin Fei. Height, 182 centimeters. Appearance, 95. Strength, 70. Speed, 60. Constitution, 80. Endurance of kidney function, 99. Personal account balance. Remaining attribute points, 10. Wow, these stats are impressive. Lin Fei checked the attributes and was stunned. His appearance was a perfect 95. He was practically a walking face model. Only those handsome guys who added this book to their bookshelf might surpass Lin Fei's looks. He walked into the bathroom, took a look in the mirror, and was stunned by his own beauty. Wow, I'm basically a combination of Wu Yinzu, Jin Chunwu, and Chen Guanxi. With this kind of face, even if he had to live off a woman, he'd still be doing pretty well. By the way, system, can you explain this endurance of kidney function thing to me? It refers to your abilities in that area. Lin Fei understood now. At 19, he was just starting university, and with his high stats, it made sense. Whether or not those values would decline in the future, he wasn't sure. And his account balance 580,000. Lin Fei hadn't owed this much money in his previous life when he went bankrupt. It seemed like his father had truly become a billionaire. Lin Shao, the plane will be landing soon. Liang Qian, dressed in her Stewardess uniform, spoke sweetly, her cleavage barely concealed. Was she hinting at something? Lin Fei couldn't take it anymore. Chapter 2, Son, take this pocket money. 5 hours later. After a round of sparring and friendly exchanges, the male and female contestants were lying on the bed, drenched in sweat. Lin Fei lit a cigarette and closed his eyes to relax. This woman is quite run, meaning seductive or attractive in slang. Meanwhile, Liang Qian rested her head on Lin Fei's arm, her cheeks flushed, looking as ripe as an apple. Lin Fei, you're amazing. What did you eat to grow up like this? After their intimate session, Liang Qian couldn't help but feel utterly impressed by him, thinking that even if he were a penniless guy, she'd still fall head over heels for him. It's nothing special. You know, all those handsome readers who love novels, none of them are worse than me, right? Kidney function endurance, 97. Wait, what? This reduces 2 attribute points. I feel like I'm losing here. Lin Fei grumbled, feeling dissatisfied with the system's settings. The system responded. Sharp swords come from being honed, and the fragrance of plum blossoms comes from the bitter cold. Lin Fei couldn't help but curse, damn, this system really is something. You might be wondering why the plane hasn't landed yet despite it flying for so long. In fact, the plane had already landed safely, but the crew didn't dare to disturb young Master Lin, so they waited for him to finish. This is the advantage of flying a private plane. Lin Fei dressed in a high-end suit custom made by top Italian tailors, his body perfectly framed by the design, especially his corgi butt that made Liang Qian swallow her saliva. Liang Qian quickly changed into a new flight attendant uniform, having tossed the old one that Lin Fei had ripped. She leaned in and whispered in his ear. The flight is officially over. Are you satisfied with my service? Not bad. Lin Fei lightly pinched her soft, white cheek, got up, and threw on his coat, stepping off the plane. A line of crew members stood at attention waiting for him. The captain quickly approached and respectfully said, "Young master, your father and mother have already arrived." At that moment, a silver-grey Rolls-Royce Phantom slowly drove up from the airport VIP passage. Dad. Mom. Seeing his parents, Lin Fei felt a wave of emotion and rushed to hug them, nearly bursting into tears. Silly child, it's been over a month, why are you crying? It turns out that Lin Fei had just graduated from high school and went on a world tour. He had passed the entrance exam for Jinghai University, the best university in the city, especially renowned for its computer science program. It's nothing, Mom. Just a bit too emotional after not seeing you for so long. Looking at his parents' attire, Lin Fei couldn't reconcile them with the fish-selling couple they used to be. His father, Lin Xinghui, was now a top-secret hidden rich man, and his mother, Liu Dongmei, owned her own venture capital firm. His life had started with a royal flush. As an entrepreneur, Lin Fei understood how hard life was for those at the bottom. In his previous life, he had graduated from a well-known domestic university, but due to his humble background, he faced cold stares from his classmates. Most of his peers came from families worth tens of millions. The saying, "a poor family can't produce a rich child," felt true to him. He felt out of place, so after graduation, he started a business, working hard to make money. After numerous setbacks and failures, including a broken funding chain and a contract scam, he was left with a ruined reputation and massive debt. But it was all just a reflection of society. Countless people like him longed to break free from poverty, but even when they climbed out of their pits, they were stuck in another. Mortgages, car loans, sky-high dowries, these became the final straw that broke the camel's back. But who would have thought that he would be reborn with another chance at life? And not just any life, but starting from the top. Sitting in the comfortable Rolls-Royce, admiring the stunning sky ceiling, Lin Fei truly felt he was living the dream. "Son, in the blink of an eye, you'll be going to university. Your dad has to do something for you. I know I've been busy working and can't take care of you, so I feel guilty," Lin Xinghui said, then pulled out a bank card from his crocodile skin wallet. "There's 100 million in here. Take it and buy whatever you want." "How much?" 100 million. Lin Fei was stunned. His father was too generous. Ding! Triggering choice mode. Choice A: throw the 100 million at Lin Xinghui's face and tell him you'll rely on yourself from now on, earning their full title. Choice B: accept the 100 million obediently, thank your father, and earn their good boy title. Choice C: spend 5 attribute points to get a multiplier card, turning this 100 million into 1 billion. 100 billion. Lin Fei nearly choked on his water, coughing uncontrollably. Liu Dongmei scolded Lin Xinghui as she patted Lin Fei's back. "I told you not to give him so much at once, he has been spoiled by you, and you're not afraid he'll turn bad." "I'm not worried, Mom. I won't go bad. I have moral boundaries." Lin Fei quickly took the bank card while mentally chanting, "I choose C, don't screw me over, system." "Congratulations, host. You've successfully spent 5 attribute points and received the multiplier card. Your 100 million has been converted into 1 billion Chinese yuan. Don't worry about the money, just spend it as you wish." Lin Fei, still skeptical, logged into his phone's banking app and checked the balance. The numbers were dazzling. 100 billion. Lin Fei was excited but remained calm on the outside. His current mindset wasn't that of a 19-year-old boy but a mature 28-year-old man. A man doesn't panic in a crisis. "Mom, where are we going?" "Of course, we're going home. We have houses all over the country. It's normal that you can't keep track." Soon, the Rolls-Royce entered a luxurious villa area with a sign that read, "Billion Liuping Mansion." A young maid in a French-made outfit stood at the entrance, greeting them with a bow. "Master, madam, young master, welcome home." When Lin Fei saw her face, he froze. "Damn, isn't that my ex-girlfriend Tang Wenchu?" Chapter 3: My ex-girlfriend became a maid. The beautiful woman dressed in a maid outfit at the door was actually Lin Fei's ex-girlfriend from his past life. Although they had once been close, the ending was far from amicable. In university, it was Tang Wenchu, driven by his good looks, who had pursued Lin Fei first. After they got together, Lin Fei treated her very well, always complying with her wishes. He even used the money he earned from part-time jobs to take her on trips. However, Tang Wenchu's true nature gradually came to light. She despised Lin Fei for being a poor boy and felt he couldn't provide the material things she desired. Eventually, she began playing both sides. While stringing Lin Fei along, she started dating a rich second-generation heir. Even though this heir was a 200-pound fatty, Tang Wenchu didn't hesitate to use her courage and dedication to win him over. Poor Lin Fei was unaware and wore the green hat for years, until one day he caught them in the act during a business trip. Furious, he confronted the rich heir, but the fat guy called his friends to beat Lin Fei up. In the end, Lin Fei lost both his girlfriend and dignity. To make matters worse, Tang Wenchu had the audacity to break up with him, blaming him for not making enough money. This incident was a huge blow to Lin Fei, nearly pushing him to depression. What was she doing here? Wasn't she supposed to be in university as well? Lin Fei, since it's inconvenient for us to clean the house, I hired a maid at a high salary. She has been keeping the house clean during this summer. So, it turned out that by sheer coincidence, Tang Wenchu had ended up working as a part-time maid for Lin Fei's family. Lin Fei wouldn't he pass up such a great opportunity. He planned to take his revenge on her slowly. Young Master Lin, you're back. Let me help you out of your coat. Tang Wenchu respectfully approached and took off Lin Fei's coat and suit, hanging them on a hanger. Admiration value, 50. Lin Fei noticed a number floating above Tang Wenchu's head. What is this? Lin Fei asked in his mind. The host can view the admiration value of any person. When the admiration value reaches 80, it indicates she has developed feelings for you. When the admiration value reaches 90, it indicates mutual affection, love that runs deep. When the admiration value exceeds 95, the person will fulfill any request from the host without question. Wow, this is a useful tool, Lin Fei thought. With this system in place, it was almost like having mind-reading powers. In fact, Tang Wenchu had a hidden agenda when she applied to be Lin Fei's maid. She had seen an online ad offering a salary of 20,000 yuan per month and, after searching for information about the Lin family, discovered that they were a hidden wealthy family. To her surprise, their son was also about to become a freshman at Jinghai University, just like herself. So, Tang Wenchu applied for the maid position with the ulterior motive of getting close to Lin Fei, thinking that if she could hook him up, she would be set for life. Lin Fei saw through her intentions immediately, based on their previous relationship, and with a single glance, he knew exactly what she was up to. She wanted to get close to him and marry into wealth. How naive. Lin Fei looked at Tang Wenchu with disdain. He decided he would play along and enjoy making her regret it. Don't move, you have dust on your nose. Lin Fei looked up and gazed at Tang Wenchu with such deep affection that she nearly suffocated. My God. He's too handsome. Admiration value plus 10. Though Tang Wenchu wasn't unattractive, with a score of 80, she could barely be considered the campus beauty. But in front of Lin Fei's jaw-dropping 95-point looks, she couldn't help but feel small. Attraction at first sight is often about looks. All that talk about feeling is nonsense. If a man's looks are good enough, even the most beautiful woman will be moved. And the deeper the woman is in love, the more significant the difference in their looks. If a man is that much better looking, money can often be forgotten, since comfort and attraction are key. Lin Fei casually raised his hand and brushed his fingers across Tang Wenchu's nose, leaning into her ear and saying, "You've worked hard cleaning, and look, you have dust on your nose." Oh my God. Her body trembled at the sound of his magnetic voice and his unmatched looks. Admiration value plus 10. Young Master Lin, it's what I'm supposed to do. Oh? Your name is Tang Wenchu, right? Lin Fei asked, glancing at her name tag. Yes, and I'm about to start school at Jinghai University as a freshman. Really? Lin Fei feigned excitement. You're going to the same school as me. Wow, what a coincidence. It's such an honor to go to school with young Master Lin. Tang Wenchu exaggeratedly expressed her excitement, a performance she had rehearsed countless times. She wanted to create the perfect dramatic effect. The CEO meets a student, and they turn out to be alumni. Lin Fei, however, couldn't hide his disgust at her theatrical performance. HMPH, you shameless woman. You fooled me in my past life, and now you're trying to seduce me again. Lin Fei turned and walked into his bedroom. The room was decorated in an opulent European style, with a chandelier worth 200,000 yuan hanging from the ceiling. Knock, knock, knock. There was a knock on the door. Come in. It was Tang Wenchu again, but this time, she was wearing a sexy maid outfit with black stockings that accentuated her long, smooth legs. The outfit was a blatant act of seduction. Young Master Lin, your dinner is ready. Tang Wenchu brought in plates full of S-grade filet mignon, Australian lobster, salmon salad, caviar, and black truffle, all imported from abroad. The meal, accompanied by a bottle of Romani Conti red wine, easily cost tens of thousands of yuan. Tang Wenchu arranged the dishes and was about to leave when Lin Fei called her back. Little Tang, don't leave. Stay and eat with me. Tang Wenchu was taken aback. Young Master Lin, isn't he this a bit inappropriate? What? You don't want to listen to me? No, no, it's just. Tang Wenchu cautiously sat down. She had never eaten such expensive food before. Little Tang, I heard you're a dance major. Tang Wenchu nodded, not sure how Lin Fei knew that. I have a hobby watching dance performances. How about you perform for me? In here? Isn't that a bit inappropriate? Tang Wenchu blushed shyly. Lin Fei smiled and took out a bank card. Do a dance, and after you finish, I'll give you 500,000 yuan. If you do well, I might even give you a verbal reward. Tang Wenchu swallowed, her resolve firm. Although I'm not someone who loves money, if young Master Lin likes it, I don't mind making a sacrifice for the sake of art. With that, she struck a seductive pose. Wait. How can you dance in that outfit? That's not the type of dance I want to see. What I want is that kind of dance. Chapter for Victoria's Secret. Hello, dear readers. Mr. Lin, what do you want to see? Lin Fei smiled wickedly and took out a set of Victoria's Secret from his suitcase. This was stuffed in there by Liang Qian, and it now comes in handy. Tang Wenchu's face turned red, and she said shyly, Mr. Lin, you are too mean. How can you let others do such a thing? She never thought that Lin Fei, who seemed to be a straight man, actually had such a hobby. They also have moral bottom lines. Oh? Then can you be more flexible about your bottom line? Otherwise, this card. Lin Fei pretended to put the bank card away. Tang Wenchu saw that the cooked duck was about to fly away, as there was a full 500,000 yuan in the card. So he immediately said more shyly. Well, actually it's not impossible. My bottom line has always been flexible. Lin Fei thought to himself, this Tang Wenchu is getting more and more shameless. Lin Fei was quite satisfied with the meal because he could eat fillet steak, drink top-quality red wine, and appreciate the seductive dance of the beautiful Tang. Seeing Tang Wenchu working hard for money, Lin Fei finally got rid of the anger in his heart. Putting aside other things, Tang Wenchu's figure and dancing skills are indeed very good. Wenchu, you danced well, but it's not perfect. I'm not satisfied watching you. Wait until you put on Pinru's clothes and dance again next time. Lin Fei said as he put the bank card into his pocket. You want to make 500,000 from me just by dancing? You're probably dreaming. Tang Wenchu realized that Lin Fei was teasing her and couldn't help feeling a little annoyed, but she didn't dare to lose her temper. Maybe this is a test from the Lin family to themselves. So Tang Wenchu pretended to be a good girl again. It's okay, Master Lin. I failed to serve you well. I will definitely satisfy you in the future. Then he walked out of the room in twists and turns. Lin Fei was lying on the 3 million yuan Hasten's mattress, the same model as Xiao Fei's, thinking about everything that happened after his rebirth. Although today's experience was wonderful, it still felt like a dream. Under the influence of alcohol, Lin Fei slowly fell asleep. Early the next morning, Lin Fei was awakened by Liu Dongmei. Good boy, mommy has to go to Silicon Valley for a meeting, you just need to get ready for school. After saying that, he kissed Lin Fei on the forehead. Leaving so soon? Where's my dad? Your father left for the Magic City last night. The company over there had an emergency meeting and needed him to attend. The life of rich people is so simple and unpretentious. They are busy making money all day long. Mom and Dad, you're all so rich, why are you still fighting for your life? You might as well just lie down. Son, you don't understand. When your wealth reaches a certain amount, it is just a number. What you need is to contribute to the future of mankind. Lin Fei was stunned by his mother's words. If such words were said by Liu Dongmei, the former fishmonger, Lin Fei would probably have sent her to a mental hospital that day. But Lin Fei doesn't have such lofty ambitions now. He had a hard life in his previous life, and he wants to live a good life in this one. Okay, dear boy, Mom is gone. Call me if you have any problem. Liu Dongmei reminded. Go slowly, Mom. After a while, there was another knock on the door. Mr. Lin, are you up? Tang Wenchu has just changed into a JK uniform, and it seems that she wants to carry on the uniform temptation to the end. This is the bird's nest porridge I made myself. How about you try it? Well, come and feed me. Oh, you are so naughty. You are so old and still want to be fed. Tang Wenchu said this, but his body was honest and he picked up the spoon and fed Lin Fei to his mouth. Yeah, not bad. Lin Fei enjoyed this treatment very much. In his previous life, he worked like a slave for Tang Wenchu for so long, and this time it was finally her turn to serve him. Seeing Tang Wenchu doing her job diligently, Lin Fei couldn't help but want to tease her. So while she was feeding him soup, he suddenly reached out and slapped her on the butt. Mr. Lin, you. Tang Wenchu didn't expect Lin Fei to tease him and accidentally spilled the bird's nest soup all over the floor. You are so mean. Although he said this, Tang Wenchu's face turned red with shame and his heart was pounding. Admiration index plus 10, current admiration index, 80, this girl is infatuated with you. This Lin Fei is so charming. Whether in terms of appearance, figure, charm, family background, etc., she is invincible. After teasing Tang Wenchu, Lin Fei was in a good mood. Ding, it is detected that Tang Wenchu has changed her mind. May I ask if their host is willing to turn back for her? I'm going back to your sister. This Tang Wenchu hurt him so deeply in her previous life, it was good enough that Lin Fei didn't kill her as a sacrifice to the gods. He is not Wu Dalang. At most, he can be a maid who serves tea or a tool to gain attribute points. $1 trillion fortune, tens of billions in cash, and a system at his disposal. You want me to be a good man? Sorry, I, Lin Fei, swear to be a scumbag in this life. I will squander my life recklessly. Lin Fei opened the calendar and found that there were only 3 days left before school started. As a rich second generation, a luxury car is a must for school. How can you show off and pick up girls without a luxury car? So Lin Fei turned on his computer to search for nearby luxury car 4S stores and found a Lamborghini 4S store in the city center. Lin Fei planned to order one. But going alone is a bit too low, so Lin Fei plans to find a girl to go with him. Looking at Tang Wenchu who is cleaning hard with his butt sticking out, Lin Fei loses interest. So he looked through his address book, found Liang Qian's phone number and called her. At this moment, Liang Qian was in a daze in the airline's dormitory. Thinking back to the adventure she had with Lin Fei on the private plane, Liang Qian couldn't let it go for a long time, because that was her first time. In fact, Liang Qian is not such a casual person. It's just that Lin Fei is so handsome. Coupled with his status as the young master of the group, he can make her legs tremble and she can't control herself with just a casual flirtation. If we just talk about appearance, Liang Qian was one of the best in the major airlines. She has big eyes and a high nose bridge, and looks very similar to the celebrity Yuan Yuan. Although she had 2 failed relationships in college, Liang Qian always protected herself very well. She didn't know what happened this time, and was defeated so easily by Lin Fei. Alas, it is said that those who are too affectionate will always be hurt by the heartless. Liang Qian picked up a rose and tore off the petals one by one, cursing as she did so. Stinky man. Bad thing. It just disappeared like that. Don't contact me either. Just when Liang Qian was feeling melancholy, her cell phone suddenly rang. She ran over and saw that it was her mother who opened the phone. Xiao Qian, how's work going lately? It's great, Mom. The new company I work for offers good treatment. The salary is much higher than the previous one. That's fine, Xiao Qian. I'm not pushing you. You've graduated from college for several years now. You should focus on finding a partner. I know, Mom. Liang Qian hung up the phone with an annoyed look on her face. Her family has been urging her to find a partner every day recently, more punctually than her period. At this time, the phone rang again. Liang Qian picked up the phone and looked at it, his eyes widened immediately. It's Lin Fei calling. Chapter 5 Buying a Lamborghini. Liang Qian's heart immediately began to beat faster and faster. He actually called. She calmed down and answered the phone in a calm tone. Hello. Hey, Xiao Qian tilde. Lin Fei's unique magnetic baritone came from the other end of the phone, which immediately made Liang Qian tremble. You still remember to look for me. I thought young Master Lin was forgetful and had forgotten me. Liang Qian said sarcastically. How could I forget you, Xiao Qian? What are you busy with? I'm in the dormitory, nothing to do. That's great, come with me to buy something. Buy something? What? Liang Qian's face was full of confusion, but she was quite happy because Lin Fei had not forgotten her after all. It seems that I have wronged him. It seems that Lin Fei is not a scumbag. 20 minutes later, Lin Fei took a taxi and arrived downstairs of Liang Qian's building. Originally, he wanted to drive to pick up Liang Qian, otherwise it would not be in line with his identity as a rich second generation. However, after searching the villa's underground parking lot, I didn't see any other cars in the house. The Rolls-Royce Phantom that was driven away yesterday must have been driven away by Lin Xinghui on a business trip, and the other Bentley was most likely driven away by Liu Donmei. Lin Fei got out of the taxi and immediately attracted the attention of passers-by. Wow, is this guy a celebrity? He's so handsome. This is so handsome. I'm crazy just by looking at him. Get out of the way. I want to give birth to a baby for him. The girls next to him had golden lights in their eyes and drooled all over the floor. Usually they could only see such handsome men on TV, but they didn't expect to meet him on the street. At this time, a girl with big wavy hair in a red skirt came up to chat with her. The other girls felt annoyed when they saw that they had been preempted by someone else. Hey handsome, are you waiting for your friend here? The girl with big wavy hair kept winking at Lin Fei. Lin Fei looked her up and down. Her appearance was just above average and her career line was just average. He would not waste his time on a girl like this. Seeing Lin Fei's cold reaction, the wavy girl still insisted. Handsome guy, do you know that I like you? Add me on WeChat. Lin Fei was very disgusted by the poor Cantonese. He finally understood how the beautiful ladies felt when they were asked for their phone numbers by creepy men on the street. I'm just speechless, okay? Just when Lin Fei wanted to send her away, Liang Qian appeared. Today Liang Qian changed into a simple pink t-shirt and a super short denim skirt. With long, beautiful black hair, a high nose bridge and big eyes, her temperament is no less than that of a star. Some people are born to be the protagonists. Her appearance instantly overwhelmed everyone present. The scene was as if she and Lin Fei were filming an idol drama. Everyone's back teeth were broken. Liang Qian walked forward and naturally took Lin Fei's arm. Are you here, dear? The big wave next to her was instantly deflated. Although she was thick-skinned, she also knew herself well. The beauty in front of her was much better than her in terms of appearance and figure. No wonder Lin Fei was so cold just now. Let's go, Xiao Qianqian. Lin Fei immediately waved to stop a taxi and got in with Liang Qian. This scene happened to be seen by a man with glasses nearby, who thought this should be a good opportunity for him. Because he just read a piece of news, if you take advantage of a girl when she is frustrated in her love confession, your chances of success will increase by 80%. So I mustered up the courage to ask. Beautiful lady, please add me on WeChat. Big Wave sized up the boy from head to toe, middle parted hair, overalls, 1.65 meters tall, flat nose, and a face full of acne. She was already in a bad mood and became even more depressed. Get lost. Inside the taxi. Lin Fei, where are you taking me? Liang Qian thought Lin Fei was going to take her to the mall for shopping. Buy a car. Buy a car? Didn't you just go to college? Liang Qian widened his eyes. What kind of operation is it to drive right after starting school? But she thought about it again, what kind of family is the Lin family? Can it be compared with ordinary families? Buying a car is normal. Soon the taxi arrived at Lamborghini 4S, which is the only specialty store in Jinghai. It is located on the boulevard in the city center of Jinghai City, which is also the most prosperous area. Liang Qian walked into the car shop with Lin Fei on her arm, and a fat clerk came towards them. What can I do for you, both of you? The clerk saw that Lin Fei and Liang Qian were very young, probably in their early 20s, and their clothes were not luxury brands. In fact, Lin Fei's family has long surpassed the level of pursuing luxury goods. All the clothes for their family of 3 are tailor-made by top Italian tailors. From the style and size to a tiny button, everything is carefully designed and polished by hand. Lin Jiaguan spends millions every year on custom-made clothes. Although this kind of clothes is very fitted and comfortable, the brand cannot be seen. Only truly rich people can tell the quality of the clothes Lin Fei wears. Seeing Lin Fei's simple shirt, the salesperson couldn't help but feel a little indifferent. Because there are too many college students coming to the store to take pictures and sit in the car, it is inevitable that the luxury cars will be scratched. In this situation, the clerk will inevitably be punished by the store manager, but after all, it is a service industry, and it is not easy to just kick the customer out, so he can only give a verbal reminder. Let me take a look at the car. After saying that, Lin Fei was about to open the driver's door. Excuse me, sir, we have a rule here that you can't touch it if you don't buy it. Although the clerk's tone was very polite, his expression revealed arrogance. Some people who have worked in such luxury car dealerships for a long time tend to put their own identities into the story and imagine themselves to be on the same level as the car owners. Forget that you are just a salesperson. Did I say I wasn't buying it? Lin Fei ignored him, opened the car door and got in. This black Lamborghini not only has a very cool appearance, but also has a very technological interior. The entire car is made of high-tech nanomaterials. The densely packed instrument panel gives people the illusion of driving a fighter jet, and the steering wheel is designed to imitate an F1 racing car, specially designed for racing. Every man has a dream of owning a sports car. But if you don't have a luxury car like a Lamborghini or a Ferrari at birth, you will most likely never have one in your lifetime. Xiao Qian, come up and sit for a while. Lin Fei opened the passenger door and asked Liang Qian to get in. Hey you guys. The fat clerk was already very upset, and he decided to find a way to teach these two arrogant college students a lesson. What do you think of this car? Liang Qian just felt dizzy at the moment. She had never thought that she could sit in such a luxury car, but the feeling in the car was really great. Looking at Lin Fei's posture of holding the steering wheel and his perfect profile, she felt a surge of estrogen. Xiao Qian, how about I buy you one too? Chapter 6. This kind of person is obviously a gigolo. Huh? What? Buy me one too? Liang Qian was a little doubtful about her ears. As the saying goes, one cannot receive gifts without merit. How can I accept Lin Fei's gift when I haven't done anything? This is not appropriate. What's inappropriate? It's just a Lamborghini. Remember, you are my woman. Liang Qian's dizziness became even stronger. This was definitely the style of a domineering CEO. Although this president is a little young, he is an adult after all, right? Liang Qian never thought of possessing Lin Fei alone, because she knew that such an outstanding boy must have more than one woman, but Lin Fei's words gave her enough sense of security. After all, which girl doesn't want to have a handsome boyfriend whisper in her ear to buy her a Lamborghini? When the clerk outside the car heard Lin Fei's words, he almost burst into laughter, thinking, how can you be so pretentious? It's just a Lamborghini, why don't you buy one and try? It's just a lie. And this girl is the typical big-breasted and no-brained girl. This guy is obviously a gigolo, probably a guy who lives off his wife. Believe him? You probably won't even be able to find your cheated underwear. Why are girls so easy to fool nowadays? Why don't I have this kind of luck? The fat man sighed. The world is becoming more corrupt and people's hearts are no longer the same as they used to be. Seeing that Liang Qian was still infatuated, the fat man almost bit his back teeth off. Ahem, sir, this car is Lamborghini's 4, commonly known as the Bull, with a V12 engine, a top speed of 2.8 seconds, and a 100 km per hour acceleration. The fat clerk paused and continued. But the price of this car is as high as 6.88 million Chinese yuan, not including the optional extras. Hearing the fat man's deliberately raised tone, Lin Fei understood what he meant. Don't look at it, you can't afford it. Lin Fei raised the corner of his mouth. It was too cliché to slap someone in the face. He took out his bank card and handed it to the clerk. When the clerk saw the familiar black card, a look of astonishment immediately appeared on his face. It turned out to be Huoxia Bank's Supreme Black Dragon card. You should know that Huoxia Bank will only issue this special bank card to wealthy people with a net worth of more than 50 billion yuan, in order to highlight the customer's distinguished status. And the number of high-end VIP customers who own this kind of dragon card will not exceed 300 in the whole of China. The clerk understood immediately. The extremely handsome young man in front of me is not a gigolo at all, but a real rich young man. Sorry, I'm sorry for the poor service. The fat man quickly bowed to Lin Fei. Please wait a moment. I will ask the store manager to receive you two in person. After saying that, he trotted into the office. Is that the end? I still like your rebellious side. Lin Fei kept a straight face but was secretly happy in his heart. It turned out that this is how rich people feel. Even without saying anything, just a card can bring about a drastic change in people's attitude. Soon, a middle-aged man came out in a hurry. He stretched out his hand and asked respectfully, Sir, are you the holder of the Black Dragon card? Lin Fei nodded. Please follow me. You are our VIP customer. We will serve you wholeheartedly. After saying that, he led Lin Fei and Liang Qian into the private VIP room. The interior decoration was extremely luxurious and was obviously prepared for big customers. The middle-aged man brewed a cup of Dahongpao for each of them. This kind of tea costs tens of thousands of yuan per kilogram. Sir, please don't take it personally. I'm the manager of this restaurant and I will serve you personally. Liang Qian was also stunned watching from the side. Lin Fei only used a bank card and was able to have the manager of the luxury car shop personally receive him. His admiration for Lin Fei increased a bit. Worship value +5, current worship value, 75. After exercising on the private jet, Liang Qian's admiration for Lin Fei has reached a very high level. My name is Lin Fei. I'm here to buy a car today. I want to order two, one nyo and one nyo. I want them to be delivered within 3 days. Is that okay? No, no. The manager waved his hands repeatedly. He had been in this position for many years and had met countless wealthy people. Although Lin Fei's clothes were simple, he exuded a kind of nobility that only those in a superior position could have. This kind of temperament is formed from childhood under the influence of the family environment, and is completely different from those of the coal bosses and demolition households. Coupled with the rare black dragon card, the manager could see that Lin Fei came from a prominent family and was either rich or noble, so he naturally did not dare to neglect him. Did you say you wanted to order two? Yes, order one for my girlfriend too. When Liang Qian heard the word girlfriend, her face immediately turned red. She didn't expect that Lin Fei would call her girlfriend without hesitation. Lin Fei didn't care even more. It's true that you are my girlfriend, but I didn't say how many girlfriends I have. Moreover, with Lin Fei's financial resources, he could directly buy 2 Danish cars, but he knew that this might be too expensive for Liang Qian, and he was afraid that she would have concerns. The Maverick's price is just right, only 3.5 million. A woman cannot be fed too much at once, she must learn to take things step by step. Lin Fei, are you really going to buy me a car? We haven't known each other for long, and I don't think it's appropriate. Liang Qian didn't expect Lin Fei to keep his word and actually buy her a sports car, but this car was too luxurious for her. Although her family was not poor, they had a car and a house in Jinghai, and her father also ran a small business. But the car that Lin Fei gave her was more valuable than even all her family's wealth combined. Is this how top rich guys pick up girls? Liang Qian finally understood why the national husband Wang Xiaozong had changed girlfriends one after another, but no girlfriend had ever exposed his scandal. Damn, if a guy like Lin Fei gave a supercar as a gift when dating, which girl would say he was bad? No problem, Mr. Lin. The manager was very polite. He turned on the projector and displayed the options for the 2 cars. Please choose the color and optional accessories. For a luxury sports car like this, just choosing some accessories would cost hundreds of thousands, but that's not a problem for Lin Fei, who asked the generous system to directly give him $10 billion. Lin Fei chose a black model and modified the wheels, while Liang Qian chose a pink one. Mr. Lin, according to your options, the 2 cars cost a total of 12.8 million yuan. How would you like to pay? Lin Fei calmly took out his bank card. Swipe the card. Chapter 7 System Mall Opening. At the moment when the POS machine showed that the payment was successful, the admiration value above Liang Qian's head changed again. Worship value +5, current worship value, 80, the host receives 20 attribute points as a reward, remaining attribute points, 35. The system mall has been opened. The host can use attribute points to purchase skill packs to arm their host's body for better show off. System, don't be so blunt. I have moral bottom line. Lin Fei opened the system mall, and there were a wide variety of skill packages. Liszt Piano Skill Package, Divine Dr. Huertuor Skill Package, Outlaw Zhang San Lawyer Skill Package, Sherlock Holmes Skill Package, Kuan Kuan Basketball Skill Package, Zhang Jike Table Tennis Skill Package, AlphaGo Skill Package, Schumacher F1 Driving Skill Package, and hundreds of other skill packages. Fuck, this is pretty cool. Lin Fei couldn't believe it. If a person acquired so many skills at the same time, he couldn't be called a human, he had to be called a werewolf. A little more powerful than a ruthless person. By the way, system, I haven't asked you about your origins yet. Are you a 3-no product? How dare you? You actually dare to question my origins. Let me tell you, host, with the help of this system, I have cultivated many extraordinary talents. For example, the medical saint, the god of war, the king of soldiers, the dragon king, these famous figures in the martial arts world, which one of them did not start his career with my help? Lin Fei had seen these names in many exciting novels. The one he is more familiar with is Yi Chen, the crooked-mouthed dragon king. This guy also started his business by relying on the system. Could it be that they still have a system now? Then will you also fight each other when the system world meets? Let's see which system is more powerful. No, please rest assured, host. You are the only one in this world who has the system. You can be said to be the chosen one. That's good. Lin Fei heaved a sigh of relief after knowing this. If every idiot had a system, he wouldn't be able to act cool as he pleased, so wouldn't he have to keep living like that? He remembered that he had read a book in which the protagonist had been hiding for millions of years and then found that he was invincible. Lin Fei, you are so manly. Liang Qian felt that Lin Fei became more handsome after swiping the card. His charm was almost overflowing and she could no longer help herself. By the way, manager, can you let me test drive the car these days? I need to get familiar with the driving conditions. No problem. Our store has a special test drive car. I'll make an exception and give it to you these few days. After saying that, the manager took out the key for the test drive sports car and handed it to Lin Fei respectfully. Although the store has a rule that the test drive time cannot exceed 1 day, rules are made by people. For a distinguished customer like Lin Fei, his rules are the rules. After getting the keys, Lin Fei's first thing was to choose a driving skill package. He had just obtained his driver's license and his driving skills were not very proficient yet. Lin Fei scrolled through the system store interface and opened the skill pack column. There were dozens of types of skill packs alone. Junior Racing Driver Skill Pack, Erater Mangmura Skill Pack, Takumi Fujiwara Skill Pack, Ayatan Senna F1 Skill Pack, Schumacher F1 Skill Pack, Edison Skill Pack, etc. What the hell is this Guanxi Skill Pack? Lin Fei opened it and understood instantly that this driving skill was indeed extraordinary. In the end, Lin Fei chose the Junior Racing Driver Skill Package because the prices of the other packages were too expensive. The price of this skill pack is written at the bottom, 10 attribute points, and the others are at least 20 or more. Okay, let's choose this one. Host, please confirm whether to spend 10 attribute points to purchase the Junior Racer Skill Package. Buy. Successfully purchased the Junior Racer Skill Pack, spent 10 attribute points, remaining attribute points, 25. The moment after the purchase, Lin Fei felt that a huge amount of driving knowledge was stuffed into his brain. Lin Fei not only has a lot of driving theory knowledge, but most importantly, he has gained driving experience as a racing driver. He has now become a qualified racing driver. Mr. Lin, let me explain to you the functions of these buttons. When the manager saw Lin Fei sitting in the driver's seat, he quickly came over to introduce the car. Since Lamborghini has many buttons, he would spend a long time introducing it to ordinary car buyers. But Lin Fei didn't listen. He skillfully shifted gears, started the engine and stepped on the accelerator. His movements were done in one go, leaving the manager stunned. As expected of Master Lin, he looks like an experienced driver. The manager applauded. Xiao Qian, come on up. I'll take you for a spin and show you what it's like to drive this car. Liang Qian was a little worried. She knew that Lin Fei had just graduated from high school and had a new driver's license. She was afraid that something might go wrong. But despite her worries, her body still went in honestly. Liang Qian's long legs were so white and tender that they could barely fit in the passenger seat. Lin Fei couldn't help but take a few more glances. I heard that the air conditioning in this type of car is not very good. I don't know if it is true. Liang Qian didn't react and she put on a coat. I feel pretty good, and it's a little cold. Well. Lin Fei's face was filled with black lines. This boy cannot be taught. After saying that, he stepped on the accelerator, and the sports car took off and rushed out directly. Master Lin, please take care. The manager bowed in the direction where Lin Fei was leaving. Just based on the 2 cars sold today, he had already received his bonus for this month. Lin Fei, slow down. Don't be afraid. I'm driving steadily. The Lamborghini was speeding on the street at a speed of 180 miles per hour, which almost scared Liang Qian to death. However, Thanks to Lin Fei's excellent driving skills, the scenery outside the car window appeared in slow motion. At this moment, he was the driving god of a keener mountain. The cool Lamborghini instantly attracted the attention of passers-by as it drove down the street. You have to know that in a place like Jinghai, sports cars like this are rare. Everyone was speculating which group's young master bought this new luxury car. Lin Fei parked the Lamborghini steadily downstairs of Liang Qian's dormitory. She was still living in the dormitory building of the old airline company and had not had time to move yet. Liang Qian's mood finally calmed down. She looked at her lower body and breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, she did not make a fool of herself. Lin Fei, you are so bad. Can you please not drive so fast next time? You almost scared me to death. Liang Qian punched Lin Fei's chest with her small fists, and her face was as red as a ripe apple. Her eyelashes were long, and her chest was heaving because of the shock. Lin Fei suddenly felt something. He grabbed Liang Qian's hand and kissed her red lips. Liang Qian was silent. An hour later, the two opened the car door and got out. This car is not very good. The space is too small. I have to buy a G-class someday. Lin Fei shook his head. Lin Fei, you are so bad. Liang Qian said shyly. At this time, a beautiful woman slowly walked over to her. She was an acquaintance of Liang Qian. Chapter 8 Make friends with my brother. What are you thinking? Definitely not. Lin Fei blurted out. In Lin Fei's previous life, he experienced painful lessons and was hurt and betrayed by countless people. He used to be a good man, but the final result was that he was cuckolded and given the good guy card. In this life, he decided to be a scumbag and live his life recklessly. In fact, he is not a scumbag, he just wants to give all girls a home. However, when Liang Qian heard Lin Fei's answer, she was not angry. Humph, I don't care. Anyway, when you are with me, you have to pamper me all the time, okay? That's no problem, of course. Lin Fei stretched out his finger and scratched her delicate little nose. Worship value +2. Fuck, I've already said this much, but it still increases the admiration points. What's the principle behind this? In fact, Lin Fei still didn't understand that the relationship between him and Liang Qian was unequal from the beginning. As the only son of the Lin group, Liang Qian could only look up to him. Lin Fei's handsome appearance and strong combat ability made Liang Qian fall in love with him quickly and couldn't extricate herself. In addition, the gift was a luxury car worth several million yuan. This whole process did not leave her any chance to resist. Once the admiration value reaches 80, it is difficult to lower it again. There is a term in psychology called the primacy effect, which means that the initial impression score will affect the subsequent impression scores. The first impression Lin Fei left on Liang Qian was perfect. Okay, Xiao Qian, you've been tired all day, it's time to go back and rest. Liang Qian nodded, then stood on tiptoe and kissed Lin Fei on the cheek. Then I'm going back. Please drive slowly. After seeing Liang Qian walking away, Lin Fei started the sports car and wanted to go home, but someone knocked on the passenger window. Lin Fei turned around and saw that it was Liang Qian's good colleague Lu Zhen. Can I come in? Lin Fei originally wanted to refuse, but when he saw Lu Zhen's dangling 30-60 breasts, he forced himself to hold back the idea of refusing. Come in. Lu Zhen didn't hesitate and sat in the passenger seat with his long legs. Due to their host's clever choice, a new system task is triggered. Choose A, clearly reject Lu Zhen and tell her that you have a girlfriend. You will get a good guy card. Option B, have friendly exchanges with Liu Zhen for a day without touching him, and you will be awarded the honorary title of Liu Xiahui. Option C, raise Lu Zhen's worship value to 80, and you will be rewarded with 30 attribute points and an obedience card. Frog fun, there are good things like obedience cards. Lin Fei immediately became interested. This is simply a plug-in. If this obedience card is used for, oh, what am I thinking about? Good stuff like this must be given to handsome readers to use. Faced with such a generous reward, Lin Fei naturally would not refuse. What do you want from me? Lin Fei gave a wicked smile. Oh my god. So handsome. His profile is even more handsome than the front. Lu Zhen was so excited that he didn't know where to put his hands. You have to know that she is a cold stewardess in the eyes of many losers. Even when facing the pursuit of many men, she will maintain a cold look. I am the queen, shining with confidence. This is Lu Jun's code of conduct. But after meeting Lin Fei today, why did she become like a little fangirl? It's so embarrassing. Well, I just want to make friends with my brother. I don't know if he is willing. Lu Jun asked. Chapter 9, Lu Jun's admiration points soar. Faced with Lu Jun's simple idea, Lin Fei naturally would not refuse. It's good to make friends. I love making friends the most. Really? Lu Jun pursed his lips. How old is your brother this year? Just had my 19th birthday. Oh my god, you are so small. Lu Jun covered his mouth. It turned out that this handsome guy driving a Lamborghini just went to college this year. Alas, sister is old now, I shouldn't be an old cow eating young grass. I guess my brother will dislike me as an old woman, right? Lu Jun always thought she was still very young, but she didn't expect that Lin Fei was so much younger than her. It's true that the waves behind push the waves in front of them, and the waves in front of them are beaten to death on the beach. It doesn't matter. Isn't there a saying that goes, a woman 3 years older than a man is rich, and a woman 30 years older than a man, what's that? I can't remember what happened to Lin Fei afterwards. Hee, you naughty brother, you are really good at talking. Lu Jun made a fan shape with his hands. Is the air conditioning in your car not working? Why is it so hot? After saying that, he started to take off his clothes. Joie. Liang Qian, look how sensible he is. Lin Fei exclaimed in his heart, what a good guy. However, Lu Jun only took off one coat and then stopped. She was wearing a low-cut bottoming shirt underneath. Now Lin Fei couldn't move his eyes away. He silently said in his heart. You must restrain yourself, you must restrain yourself, color is emptiness, emptiness is color, there is emptiness and color, there is emptiness and color. Lu Jun took out his cell phone. Brother, please add me on WeChat. Let me formally introduce myself. My last name is Lu, the Lu of Lu Qinghu, and my given name is Jin. Hello, my name is Lin Fei. Lin Fei took out the fruit fives he had just bought and added a friend. Then I'll call you Xiao Fei Fei. Lu Jun stuck out his tongue and waved the phone in front of Lin Fei. Sure, but Sister Xiaojun, why did you get in my car when you knew I had a girlfriend? I'm just curious about you, but do you mind having another girlfriend? Lu Jun smiled. Damn. Do young people nowadays play so extravagantly? Lin Fei once again exclaimed, good guy. Har, I was just kidding. How could you be so gullible? After saying this, Lu Jun was about to get off the car. Okay, I won't bother you anymore. Go and get busy. Hey, wait, I'm going to have dinner, do you want to come with me? Lin Fei remembered that the task given by the system had not been completed yet, and he must get the obedience card. Okay, where shall we eat? Lu Jun took his leg back after he had stepped forward. Let's go to the Swig Hotel. I'll turn on the navigation. Swig Hotel is the most upscale Western restaurant in Jinghai City and the only Michelin 3-star restaurant. The chefs there are all top chefs specially hired from foreign countries. Lin Fei turned on the navigation, stepped on the accelerator and the sports car flew out. Oh my god, drive slower. Lu Jun had never ridden in a sports car, and he didn't expect Lin Fei to drive so fast. Sprinkle some water, I'm an experienced driver, I drive very steadily. Did you buy this car? Lu Jun asked, because she felt that Lin Fei was so young, and no matter how rich his family was, they probably wouldn't buy him such an expensive sports car. Could it be that he rented it? Is he a gigolo who makes a living by picking up girls? This car is a test drive. I just bought 2 and they will arrive in a few days. Lin Fei said this as he threw a few car purchase contracts to her. Lu Jun shut up. She saw the black and white words on the contract, especially the price column which read, 12.8 million. What's more, the signature on the other car was actually Liang Qian's name. Worship value plus 20, current worship value, 40. Envy, jealousy and hatred. Lu Jun felt mixed emotions. The sports car that Lin Fei gave her was worth 20 years of her salary. It seems that Lin Fei is really the eldest son of a top wealthy family. She has to hold on to this big tree no matter what. Even if she leaves some soup, it will be enough for her to drink for a long time. Women are like this, you can't blame them for being too realistic, but it must be unpleasant to see a colleague who was once on equal footing with you suddenly cross several levels. Under the control of Lin Fei's top driving skills, the Lamborghini quickly arrived downstairs of the Swig Hotel. Luxury hotels are different. The doormen at the door are all handsome men over 1.9 meters tall, wearing the same black and white uniforms, and their every move is very stylish. Welcome. As soon as the car stopped, two receptionists came up to help Lin Fei and Lu Jin open the door, and they considerately placed their hands on the roof of the car to prevent them from bumping their heads. Sir, please give me the key and I'll help you park the car. How many of you are there? 2. After that, a doorman helped Lin Fei park the car, while another waiter led the two into their hotel. The waiter led them into their hotel. The Swig Hotel adopted an ancient European decoration style similar to Hogwarts College, giving people the illusion of traveling back to medieval Europe. The lighting in the hotel is very dim, and dark red candles are lit at each table. Dining under such lighting can promote the relationship between couples. The most important thing is that the light is so dim that you can't see anything clearly, which gives diners a lot of room to play. The two were taken into a private room. Hello sir, please order. The waiter took out a thick menu, and Lin Fei took it and started ordering. 1 serving of pan-fried beef tenderloin and foie gras with purple potato puree, 1 serving of premium king oyster mushroom steak, 1 serving of matsutake lobster soup with sea urchin, 1 serving of caviar, 1 serving of pan-fried sea bass, 1 serving of black truffle pumpkin soup, 1 serving of honey-glazed salmon, 1 serving of smoked salmon, and 1 dessert. Oh, and 2 more bottles of Chateau Lafite red wine. Seeing that Lin Fei ordered so many dishes without blinking, Lu Jin's mouth opened wider and wider. Although she had never been to the Swig Hotel, the food here was notoriously expensive, especially the 2 bottles of red wine they ordered, which cost 50,000 yuan each. This meal alone costs 1 or 200,000. Lu Jin swallowed her saliva. It was hard for her to imagine the life of rich people. I'm sorry, I don't think there are any particularly good dishes here, especially the quality of this wine is not very good. Come to my house when you have time to try Romane Conti. A bottle of wine worth 50,000 yuan is of poor quality. Lu Jin felt that his outlook on life was about to be overturned. She finally understood why Liang Qian, who had higher standards than her before, was willing to be Lin Fei's little lamb. Who can bear this? Worship value plus 20, current worship value, 60. As the wine flowed, the two of them soon felt full and drunk, and both of them were a little intoxicated by the alcohol. Lin Fei looked at his watch. It looks like I can't go back tonight. Fortunately, the Swig Hotel has rooms. I'll go book one. After saying this, Lin Fei called the waiter. How much is your best room per night? Chapter 10. New students are coming to school. Hello sir, the most expensive room here is the luxurious couple's presidential suite, and the membership price is 18,000 yuan per night. 100,008. Lu Jin was stunned. Did he lose half a year's salary just for staying for one night? Alas! What others earn is money, but what I earn is nothing but a waste. Okay, let's open this one. Lin Fei didn't even blink as he took out his bank card and handed it to the waiter. You have the Black Dragon card. The waiter asked excitedly, holding the bank card. Yes, what's wrong? Please wait a moment. As a distinguished user holding this card, you can experience a free night in our luxury couples suite. Lu Jin was even more confused. What level of bank card could allow him to enjoy the presidential suite that costs 180,000 renminbi per night? Lin Fei in front of her became more and more mysterious, which whetted her appetite. Lu Jin felt that she was getting deeper and deeper into trouble. Soon the waiter came over with a key. Room number 521. I wish you two a pleasant room experience. Lu Jin drank a little too much and began to stagger when she walked. Lin Fei supported her and led her to the presidential suite. This suite is 500 square meters in size and is fully equipped with a kitchen and bathroom, a custom-made piano in the living room, and even a dedicated gym and billiard room. The most amazing thing is that the room is equipped with a huge floor-to-ceiling window that is 3 meters high and 30 meters long, from which you can overlook the night view of the entire Jinghai city. A mentality of a superior arises spontaneously. In fact, it was the first time that Lin Fei stayed in such an expensive room. He finally understood why this room was worth the price. Rich people are not fools. They spend money to buy this kind of enjoyment. It is well worth spending the money to experience this feeling. Do you want to take a shower first? Lin Fei hugged Lu Jin. He knew she was very drunk. Lin Fei, I don't want to. Lin Fei understood what she meant, and he didn't intend to take advantage of her so soon. He originally came here for the attribute points and obedience cards. It doesn't really matter to him whether he can win Lu Xun or not. He will never lack women in the future anyway. Lin Fei leaned close to Lu Xun's ear and whispered. Little fool, I won't do anything to you. Even if you want me to, I won't do it with you so soon. Lin Fei's words instantly moved Lu Xun to tears. You know, sometimes for a woman, this is the most secure sentence. Although Lu Xun is a relatively open-minded person, she also lacks a sense of security. She is afraid that Lin Fei will abandon her after he is done having fun. Worship value plus 10, current worship value, 70. Yes. It's almost done. Just a little bit more. Lin Fei was secretly excited. What's the next step? Lin Fei was caught in a dilemma. Should he take a step forward or a step back? You know, women's minds are very difficult to grasp, and Lin Fei has suffered a lot from them. Even though there are only 10 attribute points left, this is the most critical moment and success or failure depends on it. Lu Xun did not take a shower and fell asleep on the bed. Lin Fei went over to take a look, then took out a blanket from the closet and covered Lu Xun with it. Then he kissed her gently on the forehead and left the hotel quietly. The movements are smooth and seamless. Just as Lin Fei walked out of the hotel door, the system sent a prompt. Worship value plus 10, current worship value, 80. Congratulations to the host for reversing Lu Xun's admiration value to 80, gaining 30 attribute points, remaining attribute points, 55. At the same time, you will be rewarded with an obedience card, which the host can use at any time. Holy crap! It worked! It turned out that in the seemingly calm hotel just now, a battle of wits and courage was taking place between Lin Fei and Lu Xun. If Lin Fei chooses not to consider Lu Xun's feelings and forces her to do something she doesn't like, then her admiration value may drop directly to 0. Of course, Lin Fei also knew that Lu Xun was not a conservative woman, otherwise she would not have asked him for his WeChat ID. All of this was to test Lin Fei, to see if he could give her the feeling she wanted. If the feeling was not right, no matter how handsome or rich Lin Fei was, he might just fall short in the end. At this moment, Lu Xun was in a good mood, holding his mobile phone. Lin Fei passed her test. It seems that this handsome rich second generation is not actually a human teddy bear. Then Lu Xun sent a message to Lin Fei. The plane is about to depart, but the captain is not here yet. The flight is calling the captain. Lin Fei understood what he meant, and he also sent a message. Received, the captain will be here soon, please wait a moment. After saying that, Lin Fei tidied his clothes and hairstyle and walked into the elevator. This night, there was a spider that was very annoyed because it kept trying to climb onto its web. Kidney function endurance, 2, current value, 95. The next day, Lu Xun felt a little overwhelmed. Young people are so energetic. The flight time is too long. Xiao Feifei, just let them rest for a while, or I'll call Liang Qian to come as well. Lin Fei almost had a nosebleed when he heard this. The scene was so beautiful that he couldn't imagine it. I guess Liang Qian would never agree to it even if he was beaten to death. Lin Fei stayed in the hotel for 3 days, while Lu Xun had already surrendered and returned home. Seeing that school was about to start tomorrow, the 4S shop finally called Lin Fei. Mr. Lin, your Lamborghini has arrived. Please come and pick it up as soon as possible. Lin Fei nodded and asked. Please deliver the car to my home. I also want to order another Nyo. After saying that, Lin Fei sent the location of his villa. What? You're going to order another sports car? Yes, just use the same configuration as before, and choose the purple one this time. Understood, Mr. Lin. I'll place your order now. Lin Fei bought this car for Lu Xun. He always treats his girlfriends equally and never favors one over the other. After all, one should be grateful for what one has done to others. I believe that Lu Xun will not say bad things about himself after receiving the sports car. Then Lin Fei sent another message to Liang Qian. The car has arrived at the store. I'll ask them to deliver it to you. Love.jpg. Soon Liang Qian also replied with a message. You stinky man, you haven't contacted me for a few days. I'm angry.jpg. Har har, don't be angry, I've been too busy with business these days, and I'm going to school tomorrow, love you.jpg. Yeah, I get it. Come find me when you're free. Love you.jpg. Liang Qian replied. That night, the 4S store delivered the brand new sports car to Lin Fei's Elio Academy mansion. After lifting the black car cover, the cool body and streamlined lines of the Lamborghini were exposed under the light, and he felt quite satisfied. Lin Fei sat sideways in the driver's seat, started the engine, and drove towards Jinghai University. Chapter 11: Saving a Beauty in a Nightclub. He. Lin Fei drove the Lamborghini towards Jinghai University. But his destination was not the school, because school started the next day. Lin Fei went to the mast next to the school. It is a multifunctional entertainment venue integrating bar, KTV and nightclub. It is considered to be the top club in Jinghai City. The cool people who come here are all the rich second generation from Beijing and Haikou. You may not see supercars in other places, but you can definitely see them at the entrance of mast. There are all kinds of luxury sports cars parked in front of the nightclub. Mercedes-Benz and BMW are not even a sight to behold. All the cars are luxury sports cars like Ferrari, Lamborghini and Porsche. The entire main hall of the nightclub covers an area of more than square meters. It has hired top domestic DJs to perform, and the atmosphere is amazing. Young boys and girls who are looking for excitement let themselves go here, swaying their heads to the rhythm and dancing to one dynamic dance after another. Beautiful young models, wearing knee-length miniskirts and fishnet stockings, posed on the catwalk and twisted their sexy waists. This place can be said to be a gathering place for hunters and prey. As for who is their hunter and who is the prey, that depends on one's own opinion. Lin Fei seldom came to this kind of nightclub before, but this time he wanted to experience it. After all, school was about to start tomorrow. Before the boring and difficult military training, you should indulge yourself. Although there were many beautiful girls and handsome guys in the nightclub, Lin Fei instantly attracted everyone's attention as soon as he entered. Oh my god, where did this handsome guy come from? He is so awesome. No, this guy is too handsome. I can't close my legs when I see him. This seems to be a celebrity. He looks like he is of mixed blood. Is there such a male god in Jinghai? Relying on his outstanding looks, Lin Fei unsurprisingly attracted the attention of all the women in the nightclub. After all, they came here to fish, and some of them were already ready to make a move. Sir, how many of you are there? The waiter came up with a tray and asked. 1. Which table would you like to order? I want the best table you have. Okay sir, our table 001 has not been booked tonight. The minimum consumption per night is RMB. Please follow me. Seeing that Lin Fei directly booked the best table, everyone's faces became even more uneasy. Not only is he handsome, but he is also so rich. Who can tolerate this? Shortly after Lin Fei sat down, two girls dressed in revealing clothes and wearing heavy makeup came up to him impatiently. Hey handsome, are you alone? Lin Fei raised his head and took a look. One had a beauty score of 73 and the other had a beauty score of 75. Although they could barely be considered beauties, they were far inferior to Liang Qian and Lu Jin. For someone who is used to eating delicacies from land and sea, it would probably be difficult for him to adapt to eating coarse food. Moreover, the powder on the faces of these two girls can be used to make dough. Lin Fei refused instinctively. Sorry, I'm waiting for a friend. Oh well. The two girls left awkwardly, with a hint of reluctance in their expressions. In less than half an hour, 5 groups of girls came up to compete with Lin Fei, but because of their low looks, none of them caught Lin Fei's eye. The loud DJ music in the nightclub made Lin Fei feel a little uncomfortable. He stood up and planned to go to the bathroom, but was bumped into by a drunk girl in the aisle. The girl drank a little too much and fell into Lin Fei's arms. Lin Fei quickly hugged her and helped her sit down on the chair. When he saw her face clearly, Lin Fei's eyes lit up, willow-shaped eyebrows, cherry lips, high nose tip, and fiery red lips. Appearance rating, 85 points. 2 points higher than Lu Jin. This kind of beauty would stand out in a nightclub. Although she was a little drunk, her pure and unworldly temperament was completely different from the mediocre guys who came to chat with her just now. Before Lin Fei could ask, the girl spoke. Hubby, I want a hug. Lin Fei was confused. Damn, how did he become my husband? It was too easy for this wife to be picked up. Lin Fei smiled and asked her. You already have a husband, yet you still come to cultivate the land. I'm afraid your husband's head will become a green grassland. The girl said incoherently. What are you talking about? I don't even have a boyfriend, I just think you look like my future husband. Lin Fei could see that she was really drunk, so he wanted to take her to find a place to lie down. Unexpectedly, a group of people came out from the private room at the back, led by a bald man who smelled like a dragon. Geneva! How dare you touch my woman? Ding, trigger system selection. Choice A, you touched the eldest brother's woman, quickly admit your mistake and apologize, and you will be awarded the title of Millennium Ninja. Choice B, pay them money to make peace with the gangsters, and be humble from now on. You can get 100 attribute points. Choice C, if you don't agree, just fight them. Beat them and you will get 40 attribute points and a girlfriend speed up card. It is impossible to admit the mistake, even if he is beaten to death, so Lin Fei first excludes option A. Although he could obtain more attribute points by paying money to settle the dispute, it was not in line with his style. I choose C and open the system all. Lin Fei quickly clicked on the combat skills column, which also contained several skill packages. Marbao Gua 5 Whip skill pack, Wing Chun Ip Man skill pack, Wing Chun Zhong Qinji skill pack, Tyson boxing skill pack, Bruce Lee Jeet Kune Do skill pack. I rely on it too much. Lin Fei didn't have time to choose and directly selected A, top mixed fighting skill package. The name sounds impressive, but it's a bit expensive. Other skill packages cost 10 attribute points, but this one costs 30 attribute points. However, the situation was urgent and Lin Fei couldn't care less. Ding, 30 attribute points consumed, remaining attribute points, 25. The moment he obtained the fighting skill package, countless fighting theory knowledge flooded into Lin Fei's head, and at the same time he felt that his body had changed. His fists became as big as casseroles, his legs were flexible and full of strength, and everything was ready to go. Geneva, are you deaf? Seeing that Lin Fei didn't say anything, the gangster raised his fist and swung at him. Don't want. The girl covered her eyes in fear. It turned out that she came to the bar alone today, and encountered this group of people with ill intentions. She was a little drunk and felt dizzy, so she could only use the excuse of going to the bathroom, and happened to bump into Lin Fei's arms. The next second, there was no movement. The girl put down her hands that were covering her eyes and saw an incredible scene. Lin Fei didn't move at all and actually took the gangster's punch with one hand. You have to know that this gangster was much stronger than him. The gangster wanted to retract his fist, but found that he couldn't move because Lin Fei held it tightly. Lin Fei twisted it gently, and the gangster couldn't bear the pain and fell to his knees on the ground with a plop. Seeing this, several other people stepped forward and planned to beat Lin Fei up. Lin Fei raised his foot and aimed it at one of them in the chest, kicking him several meters away. The huge impact force even broke the table into pieces. The man who was kicked covered his chest, and it was estimated that several ribs were broken. When others saw Lin Fei's abnormal skills, no one dared to move. Lin Fei raised his other hand and slapped the gangster in the face again and again. Chapter 12 Nightclub Incident. Snap! 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 Lin Fei slapped him more than 10 times in a row, turning his face into a pig's head. Hey, stop hitting me, I was wrong. The gangster begged for mercy. Don't be like this, I still like your unruly look. Lin Fei teased. Brother, there are so many people outside. I was really wrong. Please forgive me. The gangster knew that he had offended someone he shouldn't have, and the only thing he could do at this moment was to kowtow and apologize. If admitting mistakes is useful, what do we need the police for? Lin Fei directly asked the security guard to take him to the police station. You are looking for trouble and molesting women. If you have anything to say, go and tell the police officer. After resolving the chaos, Lin Fei took out his bank card. The cost of the damage to the facility this time is mine. As a model young man, he couldn't stand people who ran away after a fight. Whose property would the damaged property belong to? If this is the case, won't the nightclub owner go bankrupt? Speak of the devil, and he will appear. The owner of the masked nightclub came upon hearing the news. He heard that something happened in his place, so he came to demand accountability. Who is so blind as to cause trouble in my store? The boss is Liu Shen, a young man about 25 years old. Although he is young, he has an air of majesty under his suit and tie. The gangster immediately stepped forward and hugged the boss' thigh. His elder brother was a good friend of the nightclub owner. Boss Liu, please save me. This guy wants to send me to the police station. Mr. Liu knew this gangster. Little tiger. Then he looked at Lin Fei opposite him and felt that he looked very unfamiliar. It seemed that he had never seen such a person in Jinghai. You were the one causing trouble in my store. Mr. Liu felt like he was going to call someone to account. Being able to open a bar of this level, one could imagine that his family had a very powerful background. He was a well-known rich second generation in the Beijing high circle, and this bar was owned by his family. Before Lin Fei could answer, the waiter came forward and handed Liu Xing the Black Dragon card, whispering in his ear. Boss, this is from him. He took the initiative to ask for compensation for the things that were damaged in the store just now. Liu Xing looked down and was shocked. It turned out to be the Black Dragon card. People who own this kind of card are either rich or noble in China. He has a big brother in Shanghai who owns one. This big brother is worth hundreds of billions and once took him to a nightclub and spent a lot of money using this card. At the beginning, he was extremely envious of her. Realizing Lin Fei's identity, Liu Xing immediately lowered his posture. Brother, you are here to spend money. I am sorry for not welcoming you. May I know your name? Lin Fei. Such an unpleasant thing happened today, how can I let brother Lin spend money? Please don't blame me for not taking good care of you and insulting you. After saying that, he kicked away the thug who was holding his thigh and ordered the bodyguard. Send him to the police station. Lin Fei had a good first impression of Liu Xing. Although he knew that Liu Xing was doing this for Ka's sake, he knew that the young man was quick to react and was good at handling things, so he said. One thing is one thing, and I still have to compensate for the damaged things. This is my principle in life. Liu Xing nodded in admiration. Then it's up to you, brother. But today's drinks are all free. I want to make you my friend. How about that? Lin Fei thought about it and felt that there was no harm in it. He had just arrived in Jinghai and was unfamiliar with the place, so it would not hurt to have more rich second-generation friends. At home, rely on your parents when you go out, rely on your friends to pick up girls, rely on money. These are 3 eternal principles. No problem. I, Lin Fei, love making friends the most. I will always stand by my brothers. After the bodyguards sent the thugs away, Liu Xing leaned over to Lin Fei's ear and said. This gangster has a big brother above him, who is the big boss of Jinghai. He has a lot of power behind him. He also owns a nightclub called Heijinhan. Brother Lin, you have to be careful. Lin Fei nodded. Chapter 13, Senior, can you add me on WeChat? This sports car was bought for him after he graduated after he pestered his parents for a long time, and it cost him a total of 1.28 million yuan. Yang Wei's purpose of buying this sports car was very simple, just to show off and pick up girls. Under the envious gazes of everyone, he drove straight to the admissions office. In an instant, he was surrounded by several senior schoolmates. Junior, are you a freshman? There is an unwritten rule for admission to Jinghai University, that is, senior students are responsible for receiving junior students, and senior students are responsible for receiving junior students. Because the new students who have just enrolled are all in high demand, let alone rich second-generation freshmen like Yang Wei who drive a Porsche to school. Therefore, all the senior students were looking forward to taking action as soon as possible to seduce this high-quality junior student. Yang Wei also enjoyed the enthusiastic gazes and broad minds of the senior students. He carefully looked at every senior student who came up to chat with him. No, this one is too fat. That won't work, there's too much powder on the face. This, good guy. Right? I can't afford it. Because he shifted his attention to a senior schoolmate sitting on a chair nearby, he was immediately attracted by her surging breasts. This beauty is pretty good looking. This senior student is called Wen Shao. She is a class beauty and has a hot body. She looked up at Yang Wei's appearance, and seeing that he looked so ugly, she had no desire to move from the chair, even though he drove a Porsche. It seems that I'm still not conquered by my brother's money ability. So Yang Wei opened the door and got out of the car, looking greasy and asking Wen Shao. Senior, where is the freshman dormitory? Wen Shao pointed forward without even raising her head. In that direction. Could you please take me there, senior? Sorry, I sprained my ankle and can't move. Can I add your WeChat? Sorry, I didn't bring my phone. Wang Shasher's excuse left Yang Wei speechless. But he was still very confident that with his Porsche, it was only a matter of time before he won over the class beauty. Just as he was trying to think of another excuse to strike up a conversation, a louder roar of a motor suddenly came from the distance. I saw a super cool black Lamborghini slowly approaching the enrollment area from afar. It parked right next to Yang Wei's Porsche. When comparing the two cars, the Lamborghini crushes the Porsche without leaving any residue. Compared with the Lamborghini, which is full of domineering temperament, the Porsche is as rustic as a working girl from the countryside. It's true that if you compare yourself to others, you will die, and if you compare goods, you will throw them away. Fuck, where did this little jerk come from? How dare he steal my limelight? Yang Wei was angry. But as the car door opened, Lin Fei, wearing a pair of choppered sunglasses, got out of the car and instantly attracted the attention of everyone present. The admiration level of the entire audience was rising rapidly. Fuck, this guy's looks are as good as mine. Yang Wei spat and said unwillingly, he didn't expect that he would fail to show off on the first day of school and get rejected instead. Although Yang Wei's jealous eyes almost devoured Lin Fei, he never took Yang Wei seriously, whether in the past, present or future. In Lin Fei's eyes, this kind of person can't even be called a supporting role, he can barely be considered an NPC, so he didn't even notice the existence of such a person. Now all the senior students present couldn't hold back any longer, and even a few senior students were eager to try it. Wang Shasha, the class beauty who had just clearly rejected Yang Wei, felt as if the stool had become hot, causing her to bounce up from it and get in front of Lin Fei first. Wang Shasha strikes the pose she thinks is the sexiest. Hi, Junior, are you a freshman? Chapter 14 First Day of School. Lin Fei looked at Wang Shasha's appearance score, 78, which is lower than Tang Wenchu's. Yes. Wang Shasha immediately took the suitcase from his hand enthusiastically. Which college are you from? School of Finance. Wow, what a coincidence. I'm from the School of Finance, the School of Art next to it. The boys and girls' dormitories of our two schools are next to each other. Lin Fei was speechless. Let me take you to the freshman dormitory. Wang Shasha asked with anticipation. She was quite confident in her appearance. After all, she was the class beauty in the art department. With a beauty score of 78, he is considered 1 in 100 in the university. But it doesn't work for Lin Fei. The system didn't even indicate that there would be rewards for increasing her admiration points, and Lin Fei wouldn't waste his time on such a girl. No need, senior sister, thank you for your kindness, I can do it myself. Lin Fei politely declined her, then put the luggage back in the car and closed the door. Seeing this, Wang Shasha quickly went around to the co-pilot seat. Let me take you there, Junior. You are unfamiliar with the place. No need, senior sister. Your legs are too long. I can't sit in the passenger seat. Wang Shasha had never been rejected like this before. She still didn't give up, so she took out her phone. Then we can add each other on WeChat. Senior wants to be friends with you. Sorry, Senior, I don't have WeChat. Wang Shasha was speechless. At this time, Yang Wei was standing aside with envy and jealousy. Damn, I was chasing after a beautiful girl who didn't even give me her WeChat, and you actually found such a lame excuse to reject me. Poor Yang Wei couldn't understand why some people's goddesses might just be. Not only Yang Wei, but the other boys in the audience were also upset. They all thought to themselves. What the hell, you even rejected the class beauty. Aren't you just a little more handsome? Do you think that just because you are handsome and drive a sports car, all the beauties will throw themselves at you? TSK, I see, this sports car of his is rented. This guy is obviously trying to show off. He doesn't dare to let the class beauty get in the car because he is afraid of being exposed. That's right, it doesn't even have a license plate, it must be a test drive. Wang Shasha heard these words nearby and believed them to be true. Her, 2E. I thought he was tall, rich and handsome, but he turned out to be a scumbag pretending to be cool. It's all my fault for being too warm-hearted. I almost got fooled by him. Do you think other girls will be as fooled as I was? Before he finished speaking, there was another louder roar, and in the distance, a Lamborghini, oh no, 2, drove into the campus of H University side by side. The two cars stopped on the left and right next to Lin Fei's Lamborghini. The people who came were Liang Qian and Lu Jin. Liang Qian was driving the hot pink sports car that Lin Fei ordered for her, but Lu Jun's car had not arrived yet, so he was driving the test drive car. Two top beauties got out of the car together, immediately setting the scene on fire. What happened today? Just as a top handsome guy driving a sports car arrived, two more beauties at the school level came. When did the quality of students at Jinghai University become so high? Lu Jun? Why is she here too? Liang Qian was confused when he saw Lu Jun getting out of the Lamborghini. Unexpectedly, Lu Jun's next behavior shocked everyone even more. Chapter 15. Roommates gathered together. Let me tell you, I was just handsome enough back then, and all the girls lined up to chase me. Before he finished speaking, Lin Fei walked into the dormitory. 302, is this the room? Seeing Lin Fei coming in with two beauties in his arms, several roommates instantly lost their composure. What's going on? Is my vision blurry? Two women serving one man? The key point is that these two girls are extremely beautiful. I'm afraid you can't find girls prettier than them in the School of Finance. Lu Jun and Liang Qian were still jealous of each other and neither of them was willing to put down their arms. Lin Fei was deeply disturbed by this, and he quickly made an excuse to say hello to his roommate. Hello, my name is Lin Fei. As he said this, he pulled out his hand and shook hands with the two of them. Wu Qian and Li Xiaochen were confused. They didn't understand the situation and were too embarrassed to ask, so they could only shake hands with Lin Fei awkwardly. Why don't you two go back first? I need to get familiar with my roommates. It's a bit inconvenient for you to stay here. No. It's quite convenient. Wu Qian and Li Xiaochen shouted in their hearts at the same time. A top-notch beauty like this is normally not available to these two losers, yet they actually chased her away. Seeing that Lin Fei had spoken, Liang Qian and Lu Jun had no choice but to follow his arrangements. Lin Fei, you must study hard. Call me if you need anything. Liang Qian kissed Lin Fei lightly on his left cheek, leaving a faint lipstick mark. Xiao Feifei, my phone is on 24 hours a day for you tilde. After Lu Jun finished speaking, he kissed Lin Fei on the right cheek, leaving a lipstick mark. Shock. Petrified. Stunned. What the hell is going on? Even movies wouldn't dare to shoot like this, right? Seeing Liang Qian and Lu Jun reluctantly saying goodbye to Lin Fei, while Lin Fei still looked impatient. Wu Qian and Li Xiaochen's back teeth were almost broken. This is more painful than killing them. After the two beauties left, Li Xiaochen asked politely. Dude, those two just now were your sisters. My girlfriend. Lin Fei blurted out, then began to pack his luggage and make his bed. After hearing these words, Wu Qian and Li Xiaochen were almost paralyzed. Both of them are your girlfriends. That's about right. They all think I'm their boyfriend anyway. Fuck. Brother, you're like a little cow sitting on a wire, awesome as lightning. It's okay. Wu Qian took a closer look at Lin Fei's appearance, and then he understood why two beautiful women were willing to pay him so much. Boys are usually very narcissistic, and Wu Qian thought he was as handsome as Daniel Wu. But until he saw Lin Fei's appearance clearly, he suddenly felt ashamed and embarrassed. Because the appearance that he was proud of was crushed to pieces. Li Xiaochen also thought. It was so unfair for newer to create humans. Why did some people use hands to mold them while others used mud dots to throw them? Looking at the expressions of the two men, Lin Fei almost couldn't help laughing out loud, because these two guys were his roommates in his previous life. I didn't expect that I would have the chance to renew our relationship in this life. God really treats Lin Fei well. Moreover, his relationship with these roommates is so good that they can wear the same pants as each other. Wu Qian's family runs a factory, so he has some money. He likes to pick up girls, is quite loyal to everyone, and often treats them to meals. Li Xiaochen's parents are working class and they like to study and speculate in stocks. Another roommate named Cao Wine has not arrived yet. He is a rural child who came from the mountains. He is introverted and taciturn. He relies on scholarships and working to earn tuition fees. Speak of the devil, there it is. At this moment, a boy in old-fashioned clothes with pudding on his sleeves knocked on the door timidly. Excuse me, is this dormitory 302? Seeing Cao Wine had also arrived, Lin Fei quickly and enthusiastically took over his luggage. Yes, from now on we will be roommates and we will take care of each other. After seeing those people, Lin Fei suddenly felt nostalgic. The years he spent in college were the happiest time of his life, for years of carefree life. As for these roommates, everyone wants to be each other's father. If you want someone to bring you food, he won't be able to eat the meal unless he calls him dad a few times. This kind of pure father-son relationship is really rare. After everyone packed up, a notice was sent out in the group, requiring them to go to the teaching area for a meeting and collect military training supplies. Come on guys, hurry up and grab a seat. I heard that our senior counselor this year is the most beautiful girl in the finance department. Li Xiaochen said. Is it real? Is it really that beautiful? Of course I have her photo. After saying that, he picked up his phone to show everyone. However, Lin Fei had studied and communicated with Yi Shixing until too late last night and had no energy left, so he was too lazy to look up at the photos. Damn it, I must take this senior down. Wu Qian's true colors were immediately revealed, with a face full of mischief. Xing. I'm watching Xing. Perform well, Xiaoqian. Lin Fei teased on the side. Except for Cao Wang, who was still a little unfamiliar, they had become familiar with each other by now. They walked downstairs to the teaching building arm in arm. When passing by the freshman reception office, Lin Fei's sports car was still parked there. At this moment, many students were watching and taking pictures, and there were even a few female students acting as car models. Fuck. Isn't this the Lamborghini that was posted on the forum today? It's parked here, and I don't know whose car it is. Wu Qian was full of envy. He tried to persuade his parents to buy him a BMW 3 Series, but they refused. The student who owns this Lamborghini must be from a wealthy or noble family. Li Xiaochen also likes to study car models on weekdays. He took out his mobile phone and took a few photos with envy, and sighed. So handsome. So handsome, I don't ask to own it, just let me sit on it. Lin Fei asked Cao Wang next to him. What about you, Xiao Wang? Do you like this car? Cao Wang scratched his head with a simple and honest look. I rarely see cars in the mountains, but this car looks so cool, it must be worth hundreds of thousands. Xiao Wang, what nonsense are you talking about? The lowest configuration of this car costs more than 7 million yuan. Wu Qiangang searched the price of sports cars on his mobile phone. Oh my, oh my. Over 7 million, how many sheep do I have to herd to afford it? After saying that, he walked forward enviously and touched the body of the Lamborghini. Hey, 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 please behave yourself. Do you think you can touch this car casually? A girl with dyed red hair next to him looked at Cao Wang with contempt. Chapter 16, Jinghai's Underground Emperor. Senior, is this your car? Cao Wang quickly retracted his hand and asked naively. This belongs to my future boyfriend. You have no right to touch it. The red-haired woman said with disdain that she was disgusted to see Cao Wang dressed so old-fashionedly and yet dared to touch the car. Wu Qian stood up to defend Cao Wang. Har har, that's ridiculous. It's not your car, why are you so concerned? The big wave was angry. I'm trying my best to catch up with my boyfriend who owns this car. Isn't this car mine? Instead, you should get a sex change operation. It turned out that Big Wave had been waiting here for a long time, waiting for the car owner to appear, and then use his shameless temperament to take him down. Are you looking down on me? Who says my brother can't drive this car? This car belongs to my brother. Lin Fei separated the crowd from behind and walked forward. So handsome. The Big Wave's eyes lit up. In full view of everyone, Lin Fei took out the car key from his pocket and pressed it. With a beep, the cool headlights of Lamborghini lit up. The whole audience was shocked. Lao Lin, this is your car. Wu Qian opened his mouth wide. Yes, my family bought it for me. After saying that, Lin Fei stuffed the car keys into Cao Wang's hand. Go up and experience it. I don't dare. Cao Wang was flattered, but knowing that the sports car was too expensive, he didn't even dare to sit in it. Go up. Lin Fei opened the car door and pushed Cao Wang in. How do you feel? This is so cool. It's like flying a plane. Cao Wang's breathing even became rapid. Wu Qian, you go up and try it too. Li Xiaochen and Wu Qian were also in a daze at this moment. They never dreamed that this Lamborghini actually belonged to Lin Fei. Taipei is hot. My roommate actually has a Lamborghini, I have to take a picture and post it on WeChat Moments. This is nothing. You can earn money to buy it later. No, 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 I don't think I'll ever be able to afford such an expensive luxury car in my lifetime. Cao Wang quickly shook his head. Today's incident had a huge impact on his worldview. His new roommate in college turned out to be a super rich second generation. And he drives a Lamborghini. Would you dare to believe this? Lin Fei, this car may look cool, but we probably won't be able to afford it even if we work hard our whole lives. Even if we were allowed to drive it for free, we still can't afford the gas and maintenance costs. Li Xiaochen analyzed calmly. As someone who likes stock trading, he always has a logical and well-founded analysis for everything he does. At this time, the red-haired girl next to her became upset. She didn't expect that this rustically dressed Cao Wang was actually a good friend of the car owner Lin Fei. She had offended the financial sponsor inadvertently just now. But the red-haired girl was thick-skinned enough, so she still asked Lin Fei with a licked face. "Handsome guy, do you want to add me on WeChat?" Lin Fei did not answer. He said to the red-haired girl, "You can ask my roommate about this. If he forgives you, I'll give you his WeChat ID." The red-haired girl still didn't give up, and then she pretended to be cute and acted coquettishly to Cao Wang. "Junior brother, it was my senior sister who had a bad attitude just now. Can you please give me some face and add me on WeChat?" Cao Wang scratched his head and said, "I won't add you. I don't have a cell phone yet. Besides, my mom told me that the prettier a woman is, the more likely she is to cheat." Puff. The red-haired girl almost vomited blood. Although she was a veteran in many battles, today she was completely defeated by these freshmen. Har 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 har. Lin Fei and others did not expect Cao Wang to come up with such a golden sentence. They squatted on the ground, holding their stomachs, and almost laughed to death. Cao Wang, you never stop saying shocking things." After saying that, Lin Fei hooked his arm around Cao Wang's shoulder, and the two of them walked towards the teaching building arm in arm. Lin Fei recalled the time when he and his roommates ran under the sunset. That was his lost youth. Let me explain this on two sides. At this moment, in the luxurious private room of the Heijinhan nightclub, the gangster named Xiaohu who had a conflict with Lin Fei yesterday was administratively detained for provoking trouble, and then was bailed out by his eldest brother using his connections. Xiaohu was standing trembling in front of the wine table at this moment. Opposite him was a figure dressed in black sitting on the sofa with his legs crossed. "Come over." The shadow waved at him. Xiaohu took 2 trembling steps forward. Although the lighting in the nightclub private room was dim, the outline of this person could be vaguely illuminated. He was a gentle man with gold-rimmed glasses and slicked back hair. He let go of the beautiful woman he was hugging, stood up, and walked in front of Xiaohu. With a pop sound. In front of everyone, the man gave Xiaohu a loud slap in the face. "You piece of crap. What's going on? You're causing trouble for me in the masked bar?" "Brother Shen, I'm sorry. I drank too much at the time. It's all my fault." It turns out that this gentleman with glasses is the underground emperor of Jinghai City and the owner of the Heijinhan nightclub. His name is Chen Shishin. As the two most high-end nightclub brands in Jinghai City, the competition between Heijinhan nightclub and Mass nightclub is very fierce. But Chen Shishin's background was more complicated, so Liu Xing suffered a lot. Recently, Chen Shishin has been trying every means to take over Mass and take over the entire Jinghai City's underground entertainment industry. "I'll let you go this time. If you dare to be so reckless next time, I'll just cripple one of your hands. Do you hear me?" Chen Shishin spoke in a gentle tone, but his words were extremely vicious. The thug named Xiaohu naturally knew how cruel his big brother was, so he bowed and apologized. "Brother Shen, I was wrong. I will never do it again. Go away." At this time, a little brother leaned close to Chen Shishin's ear and said, "Brother Shen, I asked around. When Xiaohu and that guy had a conflict yesterday, Liu Xing also showed up, and he was obviously on that guy's side. I heard that guy's name is Lin Fei, and he seems to have just come to Jinghai to study. His family may have some money. I'm afraid that he may be a masturbator. Har har, don't worry. In Jinghai, anything that my Chen family likes will belong to the Chen family sooner or later." Chen Shishin took out a cigar and his men quickly lit it for him. On the other side, Lin Fei and his roommates had already arrived at the classroom. The classroom was already packed with people, with about 200 people in the entire School of Finance. As soon as Lin Fei entered the door, he saw a familiar figure on the podium and was stunned for a moment. Damn, isn't this the woman I talked to all night in the nightclub yesterday? Chapter 17 Teacher Yi's Brain. Teacher Yi. Lin Fei's appearance instantly caused a commotion at the scene, and the female students below began to whisper. This new student is so handsome, he's my type. Girls, forget it. I heard this guy is a second-generation rich man who drives a sports car and is dating 2 women at the same time. Damn, is he a scumbag? But I'll accept him as he's so handsome. Ask him if he can have 3 girlfriends at the same time. At this moment, Yi Shisheng also noticed Lin Fei, who had just entered the classroom, and the scene froze instantly. It's over, it's him. The man who took my virginity in the nightclub. Yi Shisheng quickly lowered his head and pretended to organize the PPT, not daring to look at Lin Fei again. Damn, this can't be such a coincidence, right? Is she my senior or the freshman counselor? The 2 people whose embarrassment index was at level 10 each had their own ulterior motives. Lin Fei pretended not to notice her and sat down. Yi Shisheng walked up to the podium from behind the desk. All the boys present widened their eyes. This girl is so beautiful. A simple white professional shirt, paired with a black hip skirt, and a pair of fiery red Prada high heels. She is 1.7 meters tall, with a curvy figure, and exudes the temperament of an intellectual woman. There was a hint of charm in his cold eyes. Yi Shisheng smiled indifferently, and instantly controlled the boys present. Some girls were even turned gay. Coupled with her fair skin and delicate facial features, if you don't know her, you might think she is some female celebrity. This is simply irresistible for college students who are in their 20s, when their hormones are at their most active. Wu Qian in the audience was almost drooling, and he quietly nudged Lin Fei next to him. Look, look. This senior is so beautiful. Lin Fei didn't look up, and Yi Shisheng quietly shifted his gaze to him and looked at him carefully. It's him. The man who saved him last night woke up in his arms this morning. Oh, what should I do? Should I say hello to her? Lin Fei was logging into the website of the college's academic affairs office on his mobile phone. Under the photo it said, Yi Shisheng, a senior student at the School of Finance, is an excellent student with excellent academic performance. He has won scholarships and the title of Outstanding Class Leader many times. He also serves as a freshman counselor this semester. It seems that the senior sister's performance is very good. Lin Fei enlarged her photo and took a look. Although she wore light makeup, it was not photo-edited. Her appearance was indeed better than Liang Qian and Lu Jin. Ding, new system task, increase Yi Shisheng's admiration value to 80, and you can get 50 attribute points. Current worship value, 50. Lin Fei raised his head after receiving the system prompt. At this moment, Yi Shisheng had returned to his cold expression. She tried not to think about Lin Fei and said to everyone, First of all, welcome all the new students to Jinghai University. My name is Yi Shisheng, and I will be your counselor this semester. After saying that, she picked up the chalk and wrote her name on the blackboard. As expected, Yi Shisheng's handwriting was very beautiful. Ooh! Great, support Teacher Yi. The students below began to get restless, and some even started whistling. Yi Shisheng extended his index finger and made a silencing gesture, signaling everyone to be quiet. Now, please introduce yourselves. Wu Qian was the first to volunteer and raised his hand. Okay, let's start with this classmate. Hello everyone, my name is Wu Qian, I'm from Jinghai, and I like making friends. No matter if you are a boy or a girl, you are welcome to make friends with me. Wu Qian's words caused everyone to laugh. Lin Fei whistled and thought. Old Wu, are you serious about making friends? Li Xiaochen was the second to go on stage. He seemed much more stable, straightened his collar, and said, Hello everyone, my name is Li Xiaochen. I like to read books, newspapers and study economic trends. If you have the same interests, you are welcome to communicate with me. TSK, you are an old cadre, even your self-introduction is so serious. Lin Fei teased in his heart again. The third one was Cao Wang. The moment he came on stage, there were some strange laughs from the audience. Because Cao Wang not only dressed in a rustic way, he even wore a pair of cloth shoes, which made many children who grew up in the city unable to understand. My name is Cao Wang, I'm from Liangshan, this is my first time in a coastal city, and I like running. Cao Wang has been afraid of speaking in front of a crowd since he was a child, and a simple self-introduction made him stuck. Good. In order to ease his roommate's embarrassment, Lin Fei took the lead in clapping, and a sparse applause came from the audience. Cao Yang, who had found a way out, quickly stepped off the stage. Lin Fei came on stage next, and Yi Shixing next to him suddenly started breathing rapidly. Because of being drunk late last night, the student couldn't remember Lin Fei's specific appearance at all, but seeing Yun Fei's profile from this angle, he was so handsome. The towering nose bridge stands tall like a mountain, the sword-like eyebrows and star-like eyes, and the strong facial contours seem to have been carefully carved with a chisel. The slightly raised corners of his mouth reveal a hint of cool and handsome temperament. Yi Shixing saw in Lin Fei innocence, maturity, perseverance, depth and unruly nature at the same time. It is hard to imagine what he has been through and why there are so many temperaments mixed together, making people unable to extricate themselves from it. No wonder I subconsciously threw myself into his arms when I was drunk. It was because he was too perfect and completely fit the image of the dream lover in every girl's mind. We are only 3 years apart, maybe I can catch up with him. A bold idea suddenly popped up in Yi Shixing's mind. No. She quickly shook her head to get rid of this unrealistic idea in her mind, and at the same time she realized. This Lin Fei is probably a big scumbag. He went to the bar alone to drink, and it was obvious that he was going to seduce girls. I guess he is definitely not a good person. Although he saved me, it doesn't prevent him from being a scumbag. Worship value, 20. Current worship value, 30. Hey, what's going on, system? Why did her admiration value drop? Lin Fei was confused. He had no idea how intense the brainstorming session Yi Shixing was performing at the moment was. Hello everyone, my name is Lin Fei, I'm from another place, this is my first time in Jinghai, please take care of me. Lin Fei gave a self-introduction that couldn't be simpler. But there was no way, he instantly captured the hearts of the girls off the court. If I had said more, I would probably have rushed to the podium. After all the students in the class finished introducing themselves, Yi Shixing took out a stack of cards. We now need to elect class committee members, starting with class monitor. Please vote based on what you just said. Chapter 18, The Campus Bells of Jinghai University. Yi Shixing distributed the prepared voting cards to the students. Swish, swish, swish. Soon everyone filled in their favorite names and submitted their ballots. Without a doubt, Lin Fei was successfully elected as class monitor with more than half of the votes. Although Lin Fei was not very interested in being a squad leader, he reluctantly agreed when he thought about the opportunity to get in touch with Yi Shixing. I am very grateful for your trust in me. I will definitely assist Teacher Yi to build our class into a united and harmonious advanced class. Par. The girls were the first to burst into enthusiastic applause, which was in sharp contrast to the sparse applause from the boys. Most people with eyes could see that Lin Fei's appearance posed a considerable threat to them. With Lin Fei around, how could others pick up girls? In the following period of time, I ran for positions as deputy monitor, league secretary, arts and literature committee member, sports committee member and other class cadres. Wu Qian was elected as the deputy monitor, and Li Xiaochen was elected as the league secretary. After the election, Yi Shixing called a few people to his office for a brief meeting and told them what each person would be responsible for. Everyone should go back and prepare for the military training in the next period of time. Lin Fei, you stay for a while. Yi Shixing said. Wu Qian keenly noticed that the atmosphere was a little off, and secretly gave him a look. There's something wrong, kid. Tell the truth. Lin Fei had an innocent expression on his face. Everyone walked out of the office, leaving only Lin Fei and Yi Shixing. The atmosphere instantly dropped to freezing point. Yi Shixing spoke first. Thank you for saving me last night. Seeing Yi Shixing take the initiative to thank him, Lin Fei couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. He thought that Teacher Yi was unwilling to admit what happened yesterday. Hey, it's just a small matter. I, Lin Fei, always like to help others. Stop talking nonsense. I didn't expect you to be a student in my class. Hey, yes, what a coincidence. Lin Fei gave a wicked smile. Teacher Yi, what kind of wonderful fate is this? We can actually meet again. Last night. Yi Shixing quickly stepped forward and covered his mouth. If you dare to say a word about what happened last night again, I will ask the leader to transfer you out of our class. Understood. Lin Fei's expression immediately became serious, but he still wanted to laugh in his heart. Seeing Yi Shishing's serious expression, the contrast with last night was too great. But Lin Fei just likes this feeling. The female counselor and beautiful senior schoolmate who appears to be high and mighty in front of others will, in private, become an obedient and clingy little cat. Just thinking about it made Lin Fei a little impulsive. Teacher Yi, don't worry. I promise I will forget what happened yesterday. But I have to return the 250 yuan you gave me. After Lin Fei finished speaking, he took out his wallet from his pocket and took out the 250 yuan that Yi Shishing had left for him. Take it, take it. Yi Shishing felt like he was too embarrassed to face anyone. But, Mr. Yi, if you are interested in me, just tell me directly. If you want to be my girlfriend, that's not impossible. Who wants to be your girlfriend? Nonsense. Okay, Teacher Yi was just joking. Yi Shishing took out a USB flash drive from the drawer with a cold expression and handed it to Lin Fei. Here are the information of the freshmen and the sizes of their military training uniforms. Please arrange for a few classmates to help everyone get the items and distribute them. Receive. Lin Fei took the USB drive and saluted Yi Shishing playfully. Then I'm leaving, Teacher Yi. See you later. After Lin Fei left, Yi Shishing finally breathed a sigh of relief and slumped down on the new table, but her little heart was still beating wildly. What's going on? I'm not really attracted to this little brother, am I? Lin Fei and others came to the military training registration office, got the necessary clothing and shoes and socks for their class's military training, and then distributed them to everyone according to size. The military training will be carried out tomorrow. In the evening, Lin Fei took 3 roommates to a luxurious food stall to eat skewers. Lin Fei, you are amazing. I didn't expect you to be a super rich second generation. Wu Qian looked envious. No, I just have a little money at home. It's just a small business. Holy crap, can a small business afford a Lamborghini? Are you kidding me? No, let's not talk about that. Lin Fei quickly changed the subject. He didn't want to let his roommates know about his prominent background for the time being, fearing that it would be too much of a blow to them. Hey, everyone, look what this is. Li Xiaochen on the side picked up his phone and shouted excitedly to everyone. It turned out to be a post on the campus forum, which read, "Ranking of the most beautiful girls at Jinghai University." Everyone immediately became interested. Jinghai University actually has such a list. Wu Qian took the phone and couldn't wait to see which number Yi Shishing's name was on the list. With Yi Shishing's appearance score of 84, she must be a well-known beauty in school. Sure enough, Yi Shishing's name appeared at 4th place on the list. It turns out that Teacher Yi can only rank 4th. Wu Qian looked regretful. He thought that with Yi Shishing's beauty, she could become the number 1 campus beauty in Jinghai University. Let me see, which ones are prettier than our Teacher Yi? Lust is a boy's nature. Yi Shishing was already pretty enough, but everyone became excited when they thought that there were 3 more beautiful women than her in Jinghai University. In that case, even if Teacher Yi rejects me, I still have 3 other options to choose from. Wu Qian looked confident. Lin Fei admired in his heart, I am not even convinced by the wall, but I am convinced by you. Your face is thicker than the wall. You are worthy of being my good brother. Above Yi Shishing's name on the forum was a girl named Mu Wanru, and there was a photo attached. With an oval face, a small upturned nose and big watery eyes, she is indeed a bit prettier than Yi Shishing. The girl ranked 3rd is Mu Wanru, a sophomore in the art department. The girl ranked 2nd is different from others. Judging from the photos alone, she is not a delicate beauty. Instead, she tends to be more in line with European and American beauty aesthetics, with healthy wheat-colored skin, a ponytail, and waving a tennis racket. She is attractive to both men and women. This girl's name is Lu Haiyao. Not bad, I like this type. Li Xiaochen nodded and praised. She's obviously a sporty beauty, no wonder she ranked 2nd, I guess a lot of girls voted for her. But there is also a rumor that she was originally a lesbian. Is it true or false? I don't know, it's just a rumor. Who's number 1 then? Everyone looked up, but to their surprise, the number 1 on the Jinghai University campus beauty ranking had no photo, only a name. Shangguan Yuyan. What's going on? Several people looked confused. At this time, Li Xiaochen said, I know. Hurry up and tell me. Chapter 19, School Beauty Delivers Water in Balenciaga. Take off from Wu. Do you want to hear it? If you want to listen, you have to think about it. Even the honest Cao Wen showed an expectant look. I heard that Shangguan Yuan is a descendant of one of the four major families in the capital. The four great families of the capital. Yes, the origins of these major families can be traced back to the Qin dynasty. Although they have experienced changes of dynasties and wars, they have preserved the seeds of family heritage and have passed it down from generation to this day. In this era, the industries of the four major families have infiltrated all walks of life in China, just like the Samsung Group in South Korea. However, they have done a good job of keeping secrets. Ordinary people don't know much about the four major families. Or to put it bluntly, they control the media and prevent people from revealing any information about them. Then how did you know that? I also heard it from my father. He has done in-depth research on these things and sometimes he would tell me about them. So what you mean is that Shangguan Yuan is actually from one of the four major families in Beijing. Why did she come to Beijing to study at Maritime University? That's right. Our Jinghai University is a top 985 university, and it must be ranked among the top 3 in the country. It seems that Shangguan Yuan is relatively low-key, otherwise she would definitely choose Kyoto or Shanghai to go to college. I don't know about that, but as far as I know, when Senior Shangguan was a freshman, she was chosen as the school beauty because of her stunning beauty. However, she is very low-key and doesn't want to get involved in these worldly disputes, so she arranged for the school leaders to delete all photos of her on the internet. Damn, with such a powerful force, he can actually manipulate the leader. Yes, I still remember hearing from a senior that there was a classmate who refused to delete the post and was threatened by Shangguan Yuan's bodyguard. He was so scared that he peed his pants. Although the photo is gone, senior sister Shangguan still retains the title of Jinghai's #1 campus beauty. But I heard that she doesn't come to school often now. This kind of rich lady comes here to experience life. I hope I can meet her before graduation. According to my senior, she is very beautiful. Her looks are not inferior to those of top stars. Amidst all the joking and boasting, everyone drank until late at night. The military training began the next day. Without a doubt, the first thing to do was to stand at attention. The scorching heat of September has not yet passed. Standing for a while in the high temperature of over 30 degrees will make you sweat profusely. Soon several students have fainted. Take a 10-minute break. You're a bunch of wimps. Look at your physical fitness. You all look so weak. Lin Fei's military training instructor is a senior in his second year of graduate school named Wang Fakue. According to the tradition of Jinghai University, seniors serve as instructors for freshmen, just like counselors. His uncle is the director of the admissions office, and relying on this relationship, Wang Fa has been an instructor for several years in a row. As for the purpose of being an instructor, it was just to show off under the name of military training and pick up a few girls. He did not behave like a regular soldier at all. The freshman, feeling relieved, quickly went to the military training area to cool off. I'm so thirsty. Old Wu, do you have any water? Li Xiaochen asked Wu Qian and he shook his head. On the first day of military training, no one had any experience, so no one even prepared water. Lin Fei was also a little thirsty at the moment, but he didn't bring any water. At this time, a dark-skinned, energetic young man with a crew cut spoke. His name was Li Zhen, and he lived in the dormitory next to Lin Fei. Hey, guys, it looks like you're not fully prepared. What's the matter? Li Zhen, did you bring water? Li Zhen smiled mysteriously. I didn't bring any water, but someone brought it to me. After saying that, he took out his phone and sent a WeChat message with a pretentious look on his face. Fuck, is this true? Li Zhen, when did you get a girlfriend? For the hard-working high school graduates who have just graduated, their daily task is to study and get into college. There are not many people like Lin Fei who have no shortage of girls. Sure enough, not long after Li Zhen took out his mobile phone and sent the text message, a girl with short hair and decent looks appeared on the playground. This way, this way. Li Zhen waved proudly at the girl. Seeing this scene, the group of single people around were extremely envious. Chapter 20, I am not a gentleman if I don't take revenge. Belmu. It's Belmu. Before Lin Fei and the others noticed, someone from the other formations shouted. Because Mu Wanru is so famous. As the beauty of the art academy, Mu Wanru often participates in singing competitions and hosts cultural evenings, so she is quite well known. At this moment, Mu Wanru was wearing a JK uniform, and what was even more eye-catching was that she was wearing a pair of Balenciaga stockings on her smooth and delicate long legs. Damn, school beauty Mu actually likes this. With her devilishly hot body and slender thighs, she wore a goose yellow ultra-short mini skirt and black Balenciaga stockings, showing off her perfect figure. Her hair is as black as lacquer, her skin is as white as jade, her eyes are beautiful and charming, and her every frown and smile reveals an indescribable charm. This is Mu Wanru, the campus beauty of Jinghai University, a goddess who can make many otakus intoxicated and dream about her. Mu Wanru is known for her cold personality, and cold beauty is her nickname. On weekdays, apart from participating in performances, we rarely see her. What happened today? Mu Wanru looked around while holding the bottle of mineral water, and finally spotted Lin Fei in the crowd. She didn't hesitate and flew towards Yilin. Damn, this can't be true. Did Mu Wanru really come to bring water to Lin Fei? Li Zhen's jaw almost dropped. Not only Li Zhen, but also Wu Qian, Li Xiaochen, Cao Wang and a group of otakus in the square formation all had incredible expressions on their faces. And the girlfriend who had just come to bring water to Li Zhen was completely crushed by Mu Wanru in terms of both figure and appearance. Li Zhen seemed to have turned into a clown. The performance he had just performed had turned him into a foil for Lin Fei. He was truly a perfect supporting role. Mu Wanru was holding a bottle of mineral water, her face was a little red, and it could be seen that she was still very shy. Seeing everyone standing at attention, Mu Wanru did not immediately go up to give Lin Fei some water, but asked the instructor next to her. Hello, can I give that boy a bottle of water? Mu Wanru pointed at Lin Fei and asked. Nimmer. This is more painful than killing me. Li Zhenxin wanted to eat Lin Fei. As soon as these words were spoken, the focus of the entire playground was on Lin Fei. Fortunately, Lin Fei is thick-skinned, otherwise he would have been killed hundreds of times just by those murderous gazes. No. It's military training time now and I need to send you off until the training is finished. Huang Farkue also said with jealousy, you know, Mu Wanru is also his goddess. You actually stole my woman, wait and see how I'll deal with you. Huang Farkue thought. Okay, I'll wait here. Mu Wanru actually stood in military posture with Lin Fei under the scorching sun, her big watery eyes staring at him the whole time. This is not just killing the dog, this is simply putting the dog on a millstone and crushing it over and over again. Soon Huang Farkue couldn't bear it anymore. Alright, let's go and have a rest. Mu Wanru immediately wiped the sweat from her forehead, ran to Lin Fei with a shy face, and handed him a bottle of mineral water. Here, this is for you. Lin Fei took the water as a matter of course and drank a sip, then asked Mu Wanru. You must be thirsty too, come and have a drink. Mu Wanru didn't refuse at all. She took the bottle of mineral water that Lin Fei had just finished drinking and gulped down half of it. Hateful person. Shameless scum. What's going on? What's going on? I want to call a lawyer. At this moment, not only Lin Fei's team, but also the boys in other teams on the playground were staring at this side with gnashing teeth. But everyone had to admit that these two people were really a good match. If they added a camera, it would really feel like shooting a campus youth idol drama. Lin Fei took the mineral water bottle and wiped the corner of Mu Wanru's mouth with his sleeve very considerately, and said softly. Thank you for your hard work, Wanru. In fact, what everyone doesn't know is that Lin Fei didn't even know Mu Wanru before. Current Mu Wanru's worship value, 99, note, this effect can only last for 3 hours, and then it will return to 0. Ding, successfully bound to Mu Wanru. When her worship value for the host reaches 80, she will be awarded 80 attribute points. Mu Wanru took the bottle of mineral water and did not answer, but ran away with a shy look on her face. Everyone, stand at attention immediately. Huang Farkue gave the order. He originally thought that since he applied to be the instructor, he would definitely be in the spotlight, especially having some power that would allow him to show off in front of the freshmen. In this way, the young girls who are not very worldly wise will be fascinated by him. However, before he could start showing off his charm, Lin Fei stole the limelight instead. The narrow-minded Huang Farkue decided to give him a warning. Li Zhen, Lin Fei, step out. Huang Farkue stared and gave an order, and the two men immediately took a step out of the square formation. You two, run around the playground 10 times. R. Why? Hearing Huang Farquhar's words, Li Jin asked with his mouth wide open, and Lin Fei also frowned slightly. Because you violated the rules of military training. Who told you to ask your girlfriend to bring you water? You seriously disrupted the order of the formation. Huang Farquhar answered in a condescending tone that he wanted to let these freshmen know who is the boss here. Li Jin looked reluctant. Instructor, there doesn't seem to be such a rule. I've never heard of it. In fact, what Li Jin said was true. The school did not have a rule that girls could not give water to boys during military training. Really? Well, now we have it. Huang Farquhar put his hands behind his back and said in a very aggressive tone. You should know that last semester, Huang Kuei-far dealt with a troublesome freshman in this way. That student was also undisciplined and Huang Farquhar asked him to run laps but he refused. Unexpectedly, Huang Farquhar started punching and kicking the freshman without saying a word, and only stopped when he made him beg for mercy. Moreover, the school did not impose any punishment on Huang Farquhar for this incident because Huang Farquhar's uncle was the director of the admissions office of Jinghai University. Originally, after suffering such unfair treatment, the freshman planned to file a complaint with the school, but Huang Farquhar's uncle stepped in and threatened him with his student status and diploma, so he had no choice but to swallow his anger. Huang Farquhar became famous in Jinghai University from then on. He was selected as a freshman instructor for 3 consecutive years, starting from his junior year and including after he was admitted to graduate school. Under Huang Farquhar's devilish training and threats, the students dared not speak out. What's even more outrageous is that Huang Farquhar used this power to even ask girls to go on dates with him on the condition that they would be given special treatment. Huang Farquhar was never polite to those who dared to disobey his orders. Sometimes he would drag them to the toilet and beat them up. As long as he is not seriously injured, it will be fine. After all, his uncle is protecting him. Unexpectedly, 2 troublemakers appeared at the beginning of the freshman military training this year. They even dared to let their girlfriends bring water. Moreover, Mu Wanru, who brought water to Lin Fei, was also Huang Farquhar's goddess. Huang Farquhar would work on her photos in the dormitory until late at night, and his roommates often complained that the toilet paper in the dormitory was used up too quickly. Huang Farquhar gnashed his teeth secretly. Lin, just wait. See how I deal with you today. Chapter 21 I Am Reason. Faced with Huang Farquhar's order, Li Jin was the first to resist. Why? You are being unreasonable, aren't you? Huang Farquhar walked up to him and said with a cold smile. Be reasonable. I am the reason here. I'm not going. Li Jin protested. Huang Farquhar stepped forward and kicked him in the abdomen, knocking Li Jin to the ground. You dare to hit me, fuck me. Li Jin also had a bad temper, and he immediately stood up and prepared to fight back. Unexpectedly, Huang Farquhar threatened. If you dare not listen to me, I will report to the leader immediately. If you disobey the instructor's order, you will be punished with a demerit at the very least, or expelled from school at the worst. Li Jin instantly wilted upon hearing this. Although he was considered a second-generation rich man from Jinghai, his family would not be able to cover him if something like this happened right after he entered school. In desperation, Li Jin had to move his legs and reluctantly ran around the playground. Huang Farquhar's vanity was greatly satisfied when he saw Li Jin, who had just been brought water by his girlfriend, was now completely subdued by him. The next target is Lin Fei. Huang Farquhar noticed that Lin Fei was tall and handsome, and all the girls in other squares had their attention on him, and he also stole his goddess Mu Wanru. If he doesn't take revenge, he is not a gentleman. Of course, Huang Farquhar is not a gentleman either. What are you still standing there for? Hurry up and run in circles. Lin Fei stared at Huang Farquhar as if he was looking at a clown. He slowly uttered 3 words. Run your mother. Upon hearing this, Huang Farquhar widened his eyes in astonishment. He didn't expect that Lin Fei was so tough. In his several years of military training coaching career, he has never met anyone who dared to scold him. How dare you scold me? Are you tired of living? After saying that, Huang Farquhar aimed at Lin Fei's thigh and raised his foot to kick it. It is not uncommon to physically punish freshmen who make mistakes during military training. After obtaining the fighting skill package, Lin Fei's skills are no better than those of ordinary people. At the moment when Huang Far's foot was about to touch him, Lin Fei leaned sideways. Huang Farquhar was shaken so hard that he fell to the ground with his legs spread out. Har har har. Everyone in the square formation burst into laughter. Huang Farquhar failed to steal the chicken and was see. Now he couldn't save face. He knew that if he couldn't establish his authority in front of the freshmen, it would be more difficult to manage them later. Huang Farquhar stood up and got into position, then swung a set of Kuan fist at Lin Fei. You should know that he learned this set of boxing skills from an old friend. This old friend was the founder of Kuan boxing, but he did not pass on his unique skills. Instead, he has been in the entertainment industry for many years, and his 3,000 disciples have all displayed an innovative spirit, establishing the Kuan Fist School, which has truly become a peerless martial art that can be passed down. Huang Farquhar used a set of authentic Iron Mountain backstroke, thinking that he could use this strange body movement to attack Lin Fei's weakness. As a result, Lin Fei relied on his flexible movement and was not touched at all by Huang Farquhar. After Huang Farquhar showed his complete set of boxing skills, Lin Fei walked up to him and attacked him left and right, giving him 2 loud slaps. He was beaten so hard that he was dizzy. Huang Fa covered his face and yelled at Lin Fei. You're done. Believe it or not, I'll have someone fire you tomorrow. Oh? You can try. Okay, I said, even Jesus can't hold you back tomorrow. Don't just keep talking, you idiot. I'm waiting for you to fire me. He would not tolerate Huang Farquhar's bad habits. Lin Fei had always hated such social scum who pretended to be cool under the guise of military training. Huang Farquhar had completely lost face among the freshmen at this moment, so he had to run to the leader's office to ask his uncle for help. Just after Huang Farquhar ran away with his tail between his legs, thunderous applause broke out in the square formation. It turned out that everyone had disliked Huang Farquhar for a long time. Even the freshmen had heard about some of his dirty deeds, and every year there were many young girls who fell into his clutches. Just now when Mu Wanru came to bring water to Lin Fei, she was met with strong jealousy from everyone. Everyone thought he was just a pretty boy, but they didn't expect that his action just now would make the school bully Huang Far lose face. At this moment, Lin Fei has become a hero among the new students. Everyone gave him warm applause and admiring looks. At this moment, regardless of gender, the admiration value above everyone's head is rising rapidly. Lin Fei was a little confused, thinking, no way, I'm not gay, why do you guys adore me so much? Ding, after the boy's admiration value reaches 80 points, the host can start the disciple recruiting mode and successfully recruit this person as a disciple. Is there such a good thing? Lin Fei was a little excited. If he continued in this way, he would soon have many students all over the world. I'm so tired. Lijian finished the 10 laps of penalty running with sweat all over his forehead. He was almost unable to hold on, but he saw that there was not even a drop of sweat on Lin Fei's body. Lin Fei, why didn't you run for punishment? Har har har. At this moment, everyone burst into laughter again. After learning what happened, Lijian was surprised and delighted. Damn, Lin Fei, you've fooled me again. Let me explain this on 2 sides. At this moment, Huang Farquhar had already arrived at his uncle Zhu Yujun's office. Zhu Yujun was communicating in English with a young female teacher at the school. Huang Fa knocked on the door but heard no response, so he rushed in stupidly. The scenes inside are really eye-catching. The female teacher screamed instantly, quickly put on her clothes and walked out of the office, while Zhu Yujun was also naked. Uncle. I fuck your mother. Zhu Yujun walked up to his young and inexperienced nephew and gave him 2 big slaps. Don't you know how to knock on the door? Can't you see I'm discussing work? Sorry uncle, something happened during the military training. If you have to fart, do it now. Although he was caught by Huang Farquhar doing something shameful, he was not afraid. After all, he was the director of admissions office of Jinghai University and a powerful figure on campus. Usually, many female teachers and female students rush to curry favor with him, and everyone is used to it. Uncle, there is a troublemaker among the freshmen. Not only does he disobey discipline, he also beats people. After saying this, Huang Farquhar pointed to his red and swollen face. You're a loser. You can't even handle a freshman, and you want me to do it myself. As for this good-for-nothing nephew of hers, if it weren't for her sister's sake, she would have kicked him out of Jinghai University long ago. This nephew not only indulges in eating, drinking and whoring, but his academic performance is also at the bottom. I got him a place in graduate school by using my connections, and now he can't even handle the military training for freshmen. Ju Yujun sighed, thinking that he would help him one last time and then cut off all ties with this useless nephew after he graduated. Tell me, what happened? Huang Farquhar looked aggrieved and recounted what had happened on the playground, but Lao Liu pushed all the blame onto Lin Fei. Uncle, I worked so hard to train them in the military so that they could improve their hard-working qualities and contribute to the country. I never expected to be humiliated like this. Call that freshman to me. Chapter 22 Military Training Incident. Ju Yujun rolled his eyes at Huang Farquhar. He had also heard about the dirty things Huang Farquhar had done while taking advantage of his position as a military training instructor. But wearing the hat so high is indeed a style inherited from his Huang family. This kid's 3 generations of ancestors were traitors. When the Japanese devils attacked, Huang Farquhar's grandfather was the first to turn against them. The soldiers are all incompetent, and the generals are all incompetent. How about this? Call this kid named Lin Fei over here, and let me show you how I, your uncle, handle this new guy. Okay, uncle. Huang Farquhar rushed out of the office as if he had received a military order, but he did not go to find Lin Fei first, because this guy had just slapped him in the face, and it was obvious that he was a martial artist. Even if I go to him again, this kid won't listen, and I'll probably get myself beaten up. Thinking of this, Huang Farquhar came up with an idea and went straight to the counselor's office of the School of Finance. At this moment, Yi Shisheng was sorting out documents inside. When she heard the knock on the door, she responded. Come in. At this time, a yellow-haired man with a squinting face stuck his head in. He had been coveting Yi Shisheng's beauty for a long time. In addition to Mu Wanru's photo on the bedside, he did not let go of Yi Shisheng and Lu Haiyao. If Shangguan Yuan's family had not expressly prohibited the circulation of her photos, he would probably not have let go of any of the for-school beauties. They all became the objects for Huang to practice needlework late at night. Hello, Miss Yi. Faced with Huang Farquhar's greasy smile, Yi Shisheng just nodded. She didn't know this person. Hello, what can I do for you? It's like this. My name is Huang Farquhar, and I'm an instructor at the School of Finance. You know there's a student named Lin Fei in your formation, right? Lin Fei. Hearing this name, Yi Shisheng's heartbeat suddenly quickened. Know him, what happened to him? Yi Shisheng thought that something had happened to Lin Fei and subconsciously became a little anxious. It's like this. He didn't obey the military training discipline and beat up the instructor. I have reported this to the leader. Please go and inform him. Beating up the instructor. Did he beat you? Yi Shisheng looked at Huang Farquhar in disbelief. She knew that Lin Fei was very skilled and she still remembered the scene of him teaching a gangster a lesson in the bar. But would Lin Fei take the initiative to beat up the instructor? There must be something else going on, and she knew that if the matter was handled by the school leaders, he would be placed on probation at the very least, or expelled from school at the worst. So Yi Shisheng said anxiously. Instructor Huang, he is my student. Let me apologize on his behalf. Can we handle this privately? I will investigate the matter first. No need to investigate. Huang Farquhar waved his hand. It's a foregone conclusion that he hit someone. Teacher Yi, you just need to tell him to come to the admissions director's office immediately. No one will be allowed to wait after that. After saying this, Huang Farquhar walked out with a gloomy face. Yi Shisheng immediately took out her lipstick and touched up her makeup, then ran downstairs and headed straight for the stadium. At this time, the finance college formation finally got some precious rest time because Huang Farquhar went to tell tales, and Lin Fei was surrounded by everyone. Seeing Yi Shisheng coming, everyone stood up hurriedly and greeted him in unison. Hello, Teacher Yi. Yi Shisheng did not answer, and looked at Lin Fei expressionlessly. Come out, someone is looking for you. Lin Fei had already anticipated this result, and he was not panicked at all. After all, he was now the son of the richest man in China. Not to mention a small Huang Farquhar, even if he was the president of Jinghai University, he had nothing to be afraid of. Yi Shisheng pulled Lin Fei aside. Lin Fei, you're in trouble, are you aware? Huang Farquhar has already told the school leaders about your beating. After saying that, he turned around twice in a hurry. Well, don't say anything when we meet later. I'll apologize to the school leaders. Maybe there's still room for redemption. Seeing Yi Shisheng caring about him so much, Lin Fei couldn't help feeling a little touched. I understand, Mr. Yi. Lin Fei agreed first. Anxious Yi Shisheng took Lin Fei into Zhu Yujun's office, and Wang Farquhar also arrived here early. Zhu Yujun stood facing the window with his hands behind his back, looking very dignified. For a leader like him, meeting the freshman in person was already a condescension. Seeing that Zhu Yujun did not respond, Yi Shisheng asked timidly. Leader, I am Yi Shisheng, the Chancellor of the School of Finance, and this is my student Lin Fei. Today. Before Yi Shisheng could finish her words, Zhu Yujun raised his hand to stop her from speaking, then slowly turned around and glanced at the two of them. Are you Lin Fei? You are so brave. You actually dared to fight with the instructor on the first day of military training. Do you know what the consequences will be? When Lin Fei saw Zhu Yujun's pretentious look, he knew that this leader was not a good person either. Leader, I'm sorry. It's all my fault for not disciplining my children. I am also responsible for this matter. If you want to punish me, just punish me, right? Yi Shisheng defended Lin Fei. Oh? You're the freshman counselor. You're so protective of your student. Do you know that I can expel both him and you? Zhu Yujun looked at her coldly. This kind of college students were the easiest to control. A diploma could make them obedient. There was once a young and naive student who was clamoring to kill me 1 second. But when he was expelled from school, he was kneeling down and begging me the next second. Lin Fei couldn't stand it anymore. How could such an ant pretend to be so arrogant in front of him? He sneered at Zhu Yujun and said, You can try. Hearing Lin Fei's words, Zhu Yujun became interested. He hadn't met such a tough student for a long time, and this aroused his desire to conquer. Looking at Lin Fei's handsome appearance, what will the scene look like when he kneels down and begs not to be fired? Zhu Yujun is looking forward to it. Seeing that Lin Fei was not afraid, Wang Farquhar also became angry. Uncle. Director Zhu, please fire him immediately. Look at how arrogant he is. Zhu Yuliang also nodded, thinking that Jinghai University would not allow such an awesome freshman to exist. After that, he started to work on Lin Fei's academic record. He wrote down the mistakes he made in his daily behavior, and the description had to be that of treason. Then he stamped it, and after the review was passed, Lin Fei's academic record could be deleted from the Jinghai University archives. Lin Fei also took out his cell phone and called Lin Xinghui. At this moment, Lin Xinghui had just finished an international conference in Shanghai. People of his level have a lot of social engagements on a daily basis. Seeing his son calling him, Lin Xinghui realized that something must be going on, otherwise Lin Fei would rarely call him. Dad. Son, what's wrong? Chapter 23 Fire him. That's right, Dad. Lin Fei briefly told Lin Xinghui what had happened. The tone on the other end of the phone immediately turned gloomy. I understand, Xiaofei. You don't have to worry about this matter. I'll handle it for you. You actually bullied my son. After saying that, Lin Xinghui hung up the phone. At this moment, in the president's office of Jinghai University, President Zhang Bin, who has a Mediterranean hairstyle, is studying the newly unearthed cultural relics with a magnifying glass. He graduated from the history department and was obsessed with studying these cultural relics. Privately, everyone called him an old antique. Zhang Bin has been the president of Jinghai University for 10 years. His words are his bond. No matter what people say behind his back, they are always submissive when they meet him in person. You have to know that the level of a university president is a very high status in the entire Jiangdong province. Just as he was absorbed in his research, the red dedicated telephone on the table rang. Zhang Bin picked up the phone casually. Hello, who is this? After hearing their voice on the other end of the phone, Zhang Bin immediately stood up and his attitude became unusually respectful. Yes, it's me, you tell me what to do. If his subordinates saw him like this, they would definitely be shocked, because Zhang Bin was always serious and authoritative in front of other people, but now he was so humble in front of the person on the other end of the phone. What? How could such a thing happen? It was my negligence. I will reflect on it. Please rest assured that I know what to do. After hanging up the phone, beads of sweat appeared on Zhang Bin's forehead. The caller this time was an old superior of his and also his big backer. It is precisely because of the existence of this old leader that Zhang Bin's career has been so smooth. If nothing unexpected happens, he will be promoted to a provincial department next year. But just now the old leader called him in a blaming tone, asking him to thoroughly investigate the chaos in the university's military training. He also said that this year a freshman with an extremely terrifying family background is enrolled in Jinghai University, and this incident has wronged him. Zhang Bin couldn't imagine it. His old leader already had great power. What kind of person could be described by his old leader as having a terrifying background? But Zhang Bin didn't bother to think about it. He quickly put on a tweed coat and trotted to the admissions office. At this moment, Zhu Yujun was editing Lin Fei's file in the office. He proudly printed out a copy and threw it to Lin Fei. "Newcomer, take this notice of expulsion and get out of Jinghai University right away." Wang Farkaway also clapped his hands. "Well done, Director Zhu. Freshmen like this who don't know their place should be given a taste of society's punishment." Lin Fei raised his hand to look at his watch and felt that his father should have almost finished dealing with the matter. Sure enough, Zhang Bin kicked the office door open with a bang. Seeing the angry principal, Zhu Yujun was a little confused. Zhang Bin stepped forward, grabbed the printed notice of expulsion and started reading it. He was so angry that he trembled all over when he saw that Zhu Yujun had dared to expel Lin Fei without authorization. "You little bastard, you are trying to kill me." After saying that, he kicked Zhu Yujun in the stomach, making him step back several steps. But he was still not satisfied, so he slapped him twice on both sides. Zhu Yujun was stunned, but he dared not move. He tried to explain. "Principal, listen to me. You're talking about Egg White. Do you know who he is? How dare you fire him?" Then he walked to Lin Fei respectfully and asked, "I'm sorry to have scared you, Master Lin. Leave this matter to me." "Mr. Lin?" Hearing these two words, Zhu Yujun and Wang Farkaway were completely shocked. Yi Shisheng was also extremely surprised. You have to know that Zhang Bin is the president of Jinghai University. He actually condescended to call Lin Fei Mr. Lin. This is no joke. Principal Zhang, please listen to my explanation. I really don't know." Although Zhu Yujun was beaten, in front of the principal Zhang Bin, he, the director of the admissions office, was nothing. At this moment, sweat had already appeared on Zhu Yujun's forehead. At the same time, he glared at Wang Farkaway next to him fiercely, as if to say, "You little bastard, you didn't tell me that this new student was so important." The principal actually stood up for him personally. Wang Farkaway had never seen such a scene before. He saw his uncle, who was usually so majestic and always bossed him around, being slapped in the face and not even daring to fart. He knew that he was in trouble this time. Wang Farkaway's legs were already weak at this moment. He originally wanted to kill the chicken to scare the monkeys, but he didn't expect that he would become the chicken. Worship value plus 20. Current worship value, 50. Yi Shisheng had also met Zhang Bin. She knew that the status of a university president was quite high, and from the president's attitude towards Lin Fei, it was not difficult to see that this freshman had a very strong background. This immediately aroused Yi Shisheng's strong curiosity. She originally thought that although Lin Fei was brave and righteous, he was still a scumbag who loved to hang out in nightclubs. At most, he was a rich second generation with some dirty money in his family. But looking at the situation, it's not just about the rich second generation. The fact that the conflicts arising from military training had to be resolved by the university president, who even resorted to physical force, made Yi Shisheng even more curious. "Hello, Principal Zhang." Lin Fei also shook hands with Zhang Bin, but his expression remained calm. Just now Yi Shisheng was extremely nervous, fearing that he would be fired, but he didn't expect that this matter would be easily solved for Lin Fei. "Mr. Lin, I understand your situation. How do you want me to handle it?" When facing Lin Fei, Zhang Bin actually showed a fawning look. "Principal Zhang, please handle it yourself. I don't want to waste my breath on this matter." Hearing Lin Fei's answer, Zhang Bin began to guess his intentions. He had heard a lot about Zhu Yujun's problematic lifestyle, but because this lackey was relatively loyal, he turned a blind eye. As for the military training, this was the first time Zhang Bin heard about it. He couldn't believe that such a thing was happening right under his nose. If an instructor corporally punishes a student, and in serious cases someone dies, the principal cannot escape responsibility. This is a red line that is strictly prohibited. So Zhang Bin decided to deal with it strictly. Ju Yujun, the school will terminate your contract starting today. You can pack up and leave now. As for you as a student instructor, if the report is true, you will be expelled. Principal Zhang. This is unfair. Don't fire me. When Ju Yujun heard Zhang Bin's decision, he felt like he was struck by lightning. You know, it was not easy for him to climb to this position, so why would he be fired? Wang Farkaway was also confused. He had finally been admitted to graduate school through connections. If he was ordered to drop out, all the years of studying would be in vain. The scene became tense for a moment. Chapter 24, Encountering a Beauty at a Barbecue Restaurant. Xiao Minute. Wang Farkaway knelt down in desperation and begged for mercy from Zhang Bin. Principal, please give me a chance. I don't want to be expelled. Although Ju Yujun did not kneel down, he begged Zhang Bin humbly. Yes, Principal, I have followed you for so many years. Even if I have no credit, I have worked hard. You can't be so heartless. Zhang Bin snorted coldly. You too fawn over your superiors and abuse your power to your subordinates. I have long wanted to eliminate you, a cancer. After saying that, he looked at Lin Fei. Mr. Lin, are you satisfied with my handling of this matter? Lin Fei nodded. You did a good job. If Jinghai University wants to become a top university, it needs to hire teachers and instructors with high professional qualities. By the way, Principal Zhang, I still have to go to military training, so I'm sorry to bother you. After saying that, he turned around, opened the door, and walked out in a cool manner. Seeing this, Yi Shishing hurriedly greeted Zhang Bin and trotted after him. Huh, the air inside is too turbid. The air outside is still fresh. Lin Fei stretched out after walking out of the office building. Lin Fei, how on earth did you do it? Yi Shishing blinked her eyes and looked at Lin Fei with admiration. She was really curious about this handsome student and junior. It's okay. My family knows the principal. I just asked him to help me. Lin Fei said lightly. He didn't want to reveal too much about his prominent family background, because families of their level are generally more low-key. Of course, this is under normal circumstances. If you are really bullied, you still have to show your strength when it is time. Seeing Lin Fei return to the playground safely, all the students burst into cheers. After a while, the dean of the School of Finance, a 60-year-old man, came running over panting and announced to everyone. According to the investigation and students' feedback, a student instructor named Wang Farkaway physically punished students during military training and also used his position as an instructor to have sex with freshmen. He has now been ordered to drop out of school. After saying that, he glanced at Lin Fei. Zhang Rui had already told him the identity of this freshman, and asked him to pay special attention to him in the future. The academy will arrange new instructors for you as soon as possible. Today's military training will be suspended. Everyone can take a day off. Very good. The military training formation burst into cheers again. The boys who had been hostile and jealous towards Lin Fei before are now also convinced by Lin Fei. He only went to the office area once, but he didn't expect to accomplish such a big thing. Even the dean came in person. Even Li Jin secretly admired him. He had thought that with an instructor like Wang Farkaway, the military training would be very difficult, but he did not expect Lin Fei to handle him so easily. This news quickly spread throughout the school. Everyone knew that there was an amazing new student this year, and his appearance was no less than that of a celebrity. So in the next few days, there was always an endless stream of girls coming to the playground fence to watch and take a look at this handsome junior. Principal Zhang Bin immediately replaced Lin Fei and his team with a new instructor. This instructor had a good temper and got along well with everyone. As for Wang Farkaway and Ju Yujun, two guys who colluded with each other, one was directly expelled from school and the other was dismissed from his public office. All the students of Jinghai University were delighted when they heard the news, and Lin Fei became a legend with this move, and was directly ranked first on the list of school idols. The week-long military training ended quickly. In order to relieve everyone's fatigue, Lin Fei suggested inviting everyone to have a barbecue. Although he was reincarnated as a rich second generation, it is difficult to change the things in his bones, such as the hobby of eating skewers, which is full of the flavor of life. Who can resist gathering with a few good friends at a food stall on a sweaty summer night, eating skewers and drinking draft beer, while making jokes and bragging? Lin Fei hasn't enjoyed this kind of wonderful enjoyment for many years. As far as he can remember, He only enjoyed this kind of life when he was in college. Xiao Chen, who do you think will win the NBA playoffs this year? Wu Qian asked vaguely, holding a skewer of grilled squid in his left hand and stuffing his mouth with barbecue. I think the Lakers, James and Davis have a good partnership and they both made it to the Western Conference Finals. Lin Fei, what do you think? Wu Qian took a sip of beer to wash the food out of his mouth. I prefer Butler of the Heat. They staged a Black 8 miracle this year. It would be awesome if they could win the championship. Yeah, Butler is too tough. There are rumors that he is Jordan's illegitimate son. Is it true? Har har har, that's possible. It seems that Mr. Joe was slow in his pull-up jump shot back then. Har har, Lin Fei, your description is too perfect. If Boss Chiao heard this, he would probably faint in the toilet. Just when several people were chatting happily, a discordant scene occurred. Diagonally behind Lin Fei and his companions was a table of shirtless young men. The one leading them had a dragon tattooed on his shoulder. This man is called Wang de Biao, also known as Brother Biao, and is also a subordinate of Chen Chishan, the underground boss of Jinghai. This Brother Biao has a bad habit. He can't drink very well. Every time he goes out for a drink, he gets drunk. It's not a big deal if he can't drink very well, but his drinking manners are not good. When he drinks too much, he likes to flirt with girls. This time, Wang de Biao just snatched a piece of land for a commercial center in Jinghai for Chen Chishan. We won't go into the specific methods he used. Anyway, Wang de Biao is very practical in doing things. He always listens to his elder brother Chen Chishan and does whatever his elder brother Chen Chishan tells him to do. This time, Chen Chishan also said that he wanted to promote him, so Wang de Biao, in a good mood, brought his younger brothers to have barbecue to celebrate, and soon after a few glasses of wine, he felt a little high. I saw him standing up with the help of the table. He was a little staggering, but his eyesight was still good. He looked around and found a slim and beautiful lady sitting at the table next to him. So he walked over to the beautiful lady at the next table, threw her a wink, and started flirting. Little sister, you are so pretty. Come here and let your brother take care of you. By the way, I forgot to introduce Wang de Biao's appearance just now. He is 1.68 meters tall, with small eyes, a flat nose, and he has loose teeth when he speaks. Otherwise, nowadays, flirting with girls also depends on appearance. If someone like Lin Fei approached and chatted with her, he might be able to make the girl completely bewildered. But it was different with Wang de Biao. In addition, he started to touch her as soon as she came up, so the girl slapped him without hesitation. You bastard, what are you doing? The slap from the beautiful woman attracted the attention of the people at the surrounding tables, and Lin Fei and the others also looked over here curiously. Wang de Biao covered his face and pretended nothing happened, thinking, this girl has quite a strong grip. He shook his head left and right, licked his face, and asked, Girl, do you know who I am? Chapter 25 The Legend of the Ancient Warrior. It is not easy to write, so please be lenient with me, my handsome readers who are as handsome as Eddie Peng, and give me more positive comments. Thank you very much. I don't care who you are, just go back to where you came from. The beauty was not scared at all, and Lin Fei stared at her curiously. The system scored this girl's appearance at 86 points, which is higher than Yi Shisheng. Ding, the system has detected the appearance of a beautiful woman. Help this beautiful woman out of danger and you will be rewarded with an obedience card. If you counterattack to 80 worship points, you will be rewarded with 100 attribute points. Very good. Ever since he used the obedience card to get the school beauty Mu Wanru to deliver water, Lin Fei has tasted the sweetness of the system's reward items. And the rewards for these attribute points are also very generous. Looks like I have to take action. Lin Fei quietly stretched his muscles. Wang de Biao on the other side was defeated again, so he could only introduce himself. Have you heard of Jiangshan Group? My eldest brother is the chairman of Jiangshan Group. So what? The beautiful girl was amused. She didn't expect that this little jerk would dare to use his background to put pressure on her. You have to know that her father is Xiao Lingjuan, the top leader of Jinghai City, and she is Xiao Lingjuan's only daughter, Xiao Minute, and is a freshman at Jinghai University like Lin Fei. Xiao Minute also had dinner with a few roommates after finishing military training today. Her mother died early, so Xiao Lingjuan doted on her since she was a child and treated her like the apple of his eye. Xiao Minute is usually very low-key. Except for a few close friends, no one knows her true identity and background. Xiao Minute found it extremely ridiculous to see Wang Debiao using the boss of a group to put pressure on herself. Of course, Chen Shisheng has been cleaned of all charges now. If she really knew his bloody history of making a fortune, she probably wouldn't be able to laugh. Wang Debiao became furious when he saw that Xiao Minute was not only not afraid but even dared to make fun of him. He walked straight forward and started to grab Xiao Min's coat and pull it down. This scene frightened the two roommates who were traveling with Xiao Minute. They hurried forward to grab Wang Debiao, but he pushed them away. There was a girl with a weaker body who was pushed to the ground. Seeing that Wang Debiao was such a beast, not only did he want to take advantage of her, but he also bullied her friends. Xiao Minute slapped him in the face. With a loud pop sound, Wang Debiao sobered up a lot. "Little bitch, how dare you hit me?" Wang Debiao was furious. He didn't expect that this little beauty had such a hot temper and would start fighting over a disagreement. You have to know that in this area, it has always been Wang Debiao who beats others, and no one has ever dared to beat him. Wang Debiao kicked the barbecue table away in anger, walked forward and was about to grab Xiao Min's hair, intending to slap her hard. Unexpectedly, Xiao Minute dodged it swiftly, and then kicked Wang Debiao back 2 steps with a whip kick, followed by a side kick, hitting his vital parts. Wang Debiao broke out in a cold sweat after being kicked in the lower body. He bent down, covered little Wang Debiao with his hands, and knelt on the ground groaning. "Wow, I didn't expect this girl to be a martial artist." Lin Fei judged from Xiao Min's clean and neat moves that she was definitely not an ordinary person and must have practiced martial arts since childhood. In fact, Lin Fei's guess was correct. Although Xiao Minute grew up to be a beautiful young girl, she had no interest in things that girls liked, such as dolls and playing house. On the contrary, she is particularly interested in things that boys like, such as fighting and military. In order to satisfy his beloved daughter's hobby as a father, Xiaoling Juan spent a huge amount of money to invite a master who practiced ancient martial arts to be her teacher and teach her personally. In this world, there is a special martial arts system called ancient martial arts, and there is a group of people with outstanding talents who make a living by practicing the ancient martial arts system. There are very few people in the world who are suitable for practicing ancient martial arts. One needs to have absolute talent to become a disciple. It is no exaggeration to say that one is picked out of 1,000. The more powerful ones among them can found their own schools and be called masters. Those who are not so successful can become bodyguards in wealthy families, be respected by the family and have no worries about food and drink. The corresponding levels of ancient warriors from high to low are Heaven, Earth, Xian, and Huang. Each level is divided into 3 stages: early, middle, and peak. The expert that Xiaoling Juan found for Xiao Minute was a master at the peak of the Huangzi realm. Don't underestimate the yellow character realm. Although it is the lowest among the 4 levels, there may be only a few masters at the peak of the yellow character realm in the entire Jinghai city. However, masters of the Di realm and Shen realm are rare in the entire Jiangdong province. As for the top masters in the Qinzi realm, there are only a few of them in the entire Chinese nation. The most famous among them is a Qinzi realm master named Yi, known as the Old Dragon King in the martial arts world. During his peak period, he was a prominent figure in the capital. I believe many people have heard of such a story. One day, his wife and daughter were insulted by a big family in the capital. Upon hearing this, the Old Dragon King was furious and issued the Dragon King order, summoning more than 3,000 ancient warriors from all over the country to directly demolish the threshold of this family. And this family simply evaporated from the blue planet overnight. This is the terrifying thing about ancient warriors. However, as the saying goes, when the water is full, it will overflow, and when the moon is full, it will wane. No one knows when it happened, but suddenly one day the Old Dragon King disappeared, and no one knew where he went. The Yi family even issued a bounty of tens of billions to find his whereabouts. But it was all in vain. The Old Dragon King seemed to have disappeared from the world and no one knew where he was. After losing the Old Dragon King, the Yi family began to decline and became the last of the 4 major families in the capital. But even so, the Yi family's foundation is still there, and it is not something that an ordinary small family can easily shake. Xiao Minute, who has been trained since childhood, is now an ancient martial arts master in the early yellow realm. It seems that I don't need to take action this time. Lin Fei, who has acquired fighting skills, is not considered a practitioner of ancient martial arts, but he has some understanding of ancient martial artists. Because in his previous life, he once chose to commit suicide by jumping off a building because he was at his wit's end, but was rescued in time by an ancient warrior. Lin Fei was deeply impressed by his agile skills. At this time, Wang Debia's younger brothers saw that their eldest brother was beaten, and they rushed forward with their weapons in hand, and some even took out machetes from the trunk of the car. Faced with the siege of several people, Xiao Minute remained calm and dodged and fought back. Soon the ground was filled with people lying on it. That's really amazing. Lin Fei couldn't help but praise, he didn't expect Xiao Minute to be so agile. Before he could finish his words, a group of guys with machetes and sticks rushed over from the street. There were as many as 20 of them. Xiao Minute was unable to dodge and could only fight with them again. No matter how powerful a martial artist is, facing so many thugs armed with weapons, it is inevitable that two fists will be no match for four hands. Xiao Min's stamina bar was soon empty. During the fight, some hand grabbed Xiao Min's shoulder strap and pulled hard, tearing off her entire top. Xiao Min's naked upper body was immediately exposed to everyone's sight. Chapter 26, One Punch Flying. It happened in the blink of an eye, with Xiao Minute screaming. Everyone present focused their attention on her, and no one wanted to miss this sudden spring scene. But before she could see clearly, a large black t-shirt flew over and was tightly put on Xiao Minute. "Dude, did you see anything?" An old pervert next to him asked. "I didn't see anything clearly." At this time, Xiao Minute looked at the loose t-shirt on her body with a flushed face. There was a smell of male hormones on it, which made her a little intoxicated. "Hey, you scumbags, how dare you gang up on a weak woman? Are you still men?" At this time, Lin Fei stood up with his upper body naked, and immediately attracted the attention of all the women present. After his rebirth, Lin Fei's muscles became very developed, his pectoral muscles bulged high, his 8 abdominal muscles looked like they were carved by a knife, and his body was clearly lined with lines. He simply crushed those young handsome guys on Douyin who liked to show off their bodies. "Oh my god, he's so handsome. Where did this male model come from? Don't stop me. I want to give birth to a baby for him." The girls watching were already getting excited. "You little brat. Do you still want to play the hero and save the damsel in distress?" At this time, Wang Debiao had almost recovered. He stood up and pointed at Lin Fei provocatively. "I just can't stand you bullying others." Lin Fei raised the corner of his mouth in disdain. "Worship value plus 30, current worship value is 30. Xiao Minute was a little touched at this moment. She didn't expect that when she was in danger and embarrassment, there would be such a handsome guy to help her. "Brothers, teach him a lesson. I'm going to let him know why the flowers are so red." Following Wang Debiao's order, dozens of younger brothers armed with knives, guns, sticks and clubs attacked Lin Fei. At the beginning, Lin Fei could still cope with it with the help of the fighting skills he had learned, but you have to know that his body has not been truly strengthened at this moment, and his physical fitness in all aspects is that of an ordinary person. It was okay to deal with 5 or 6 people, but Lin Fei felt a little overwhelmed when dealing with dozens of thugs armed with weapons. In desperation, he could only ask the system for help. "System, I can't hold on any longer. Is there any good solution?" Based on the host's current situation, it is recommended that the host spend 10 attribute points to strengthen the strength value by 100 to resolve the battle. What are you waiting for? Strengthen me now. Ding, consume 10 attribute points of their host, increase strength by 100. Name, Lin Fei. Height, 182 centimeters. Appearance, 95. Strength, 170. Speed, 60. Constitution, 80. Renal function endurance, 95. Remaining attribute points, 15. After strengthening his body, Lin Fei suddenly felt a warm current flowing into the soles of his feet, filling him with strength. You should know that according to the system settings, a strength value of 99 is the limit for ordinary humans on Blue Planet. Someone at Michael Tyson's level can kill a cow with one punch. Lin Fei, whose strength reaches 170, is even stronger than ordinary ancient warriors. "Well, you little bastards, let me give you a taste of my fist." Lin Fei clenched his fist as big as a casserole and punched the nearest thug. Then the gangster was blown dozens of meters away by the huge impact force, directly flew across a road, and stopped only after breaking a small tree. "Oops, the force was a bit too strong, I hope he didn't kill me." Shock. Petrified. Stunned. The punch that Lin Fei just threw out stunned everyone. The most shocked person was Xiao Minute, who was watching the game in a t-shirt. At first she just thought that this boy's fighting skills were pretty good, only slightly inferior to hers, but the power of this punch completely exceeded her imagination. You have to know that even her master, who is at the peak of the yellow character realm, cannot match Lin Fei in terms of the power of a punch. Xiao Minute was very sure that Lin Fei's attack had definitely reached the yellow level. This is a hidden master. Worship value plus 40, current worship value 70. Lin Fei almost raised Xiao Min's admiration value to 80 points with just one punch. It turns out that girls admire strong men. You're next. Lin Fei quickly ran to Wang Debiao. This time he held back a little. After all, if someone was killed, it would still be a little troublesome even if his father came to help. Lin Fei first attacked him from both sides, and then slapped his face into a pig's head. Then with a loud bang, Wang Debiao was knocked directly against the wall behind him, with his whole body stuck in the wall. Brother! When the younger brothers saw Wang Debiao being beaten like this, they rushed forward to rescue him, but found that he was stuck deeply in the wall and could not get out no matter how hard they tried. There were a few fearless thugs who planned to launch a sneak attack from behind, but Lin Fei punched each of them and sent them flying dozens of meters away. You have no moral principles and dare to launch a sneak attack. At this time, the sound of police car sirens rang out all around. It turned out that someone had just called the police. A large number of fully armed police arrived and quickly took control of the scene. Everyone, stop moving. The leading police officer came to Lin Fei and said, according to the report, there was a fight with weapons here. Please cooperate with us and go back to investigate. Wang Debiao was also pulled down from the wall by the police, and along with several thugs who had just been beaten, they were directly carried on a stretcher and sent to the hospital. Xiao Minute was also taken into the police car. Wu Qian and several others, who were witnesses, wanted to testify for Lin Fei, so they followed him. Lin Fei's performance today left them dumbfounded. Everyone began to doubt whether this boy was human. Let me explain this on two sides. When Chen Shishin, the underground boss of Jinghai, learned about this, he was immediately furious. A bunch of worthless bastards. Why do we keep you around? Good for nothings. After saying that, he dropped the fruit 5 he had just brought to the ground with a bang, and it immediately broke into 4 pieces. The younger brother next to him was so scared that he staggered. Go inform Chief Shen of the police station that our people have suffered a loss this time. We must not let this kid named Lin go easily. I understand, Brother Shen. By the way, Brother Shen, please tell me. Get me a new phone, something sturdy. At this time in the police station, Director Shen, who had a secret with Chen Shishin, had begun to embarrass Lin Fei. Chapter 27 Background Mysterious Woman. When Director Shen saw Lin Fei, he thought he was just an ordinary college student and did not take him seriously at all. Hey, confess your crime honestly. Shen Wenxing threatened sternly that he had already had Lin Fei tortured. You're not mistaken, are you? They were the ones who started to tease me first. What crime have I committed? Lin Fei asked in confusion. It is true that they were the first to attack, but your actions have already caused mutual fighting, and you have caused serious injuries to others, so you must bear legal responsibility. Shen Wen used the law to threaten Lin Fei. Okay, I don't want to argue with you. I want to make a phone call, okay. Shen Wen saw that Lin Fei might have some backers, but he didn't take it seriously at all. How awesome can a young boy like you be? Could it be that your father is the mayor of Jinghai? I'm telling you, kid, don't play tricks on me. I have the final say here, do you know that? Shen Wen threatened Lin Fei in a very aggressive manner, not taking him seriously at all. Just when Lin Fei picked up the phone and was about to make a call, Shen Wen's phone suddenly rang. He answered the phone nonchalantly, but after a few words his expression suddenly changed and his voice began to tremble. What, really? Did you order it personally? I understand. After hanging up the phone, Shen Wen's attitude suddenly took a 180-degree turn. I'm sorry for offending you just now. Xiao Wang, why don't you let him go right away? After hearing what Shen Wen said, Lin Fei was even more confused. He thought to himself, I haven't even made a phone call yet, so how come the problem was suddenly resolved? Shen Wen personally took Lin Fei to the office. Mr. Lin, I'm so sorry, our investigation was wrong. As for those hooligans, don't worry, they will be severely punished. Just like that, Lin Fei was released on the spot. Just as Lin Fei walked out of the police station, he saw a beautiful figure. It was Xiao Minute. After seeing Lin Fei come out safely, Xiao Minute smiled sweetly. Are you okay? Thank you so much for this time. Lin Fei also laughed. He guessed that Shen Wen's attitude changed so quickly just now. It must be related to Xiao Minute. This girl's background seems to be not simple. It's okay. I'm a good citizen. Har har, my name is Xiao Minute. Xiao Minute stretched out her hand. Lin Fei. The two simply shook hands and Xiao Min's face turned red. Although she was usually cold and sassy, she had never even held a boy's hand in her life. Well, can I ask you, where did you learn your skills? Xiao Minute asked what was in her heart. I don't have a master. I'm self-taught. Is it true or false? Why would I lie to you? I, Lin Fei, never lie to anyone. Worship value +5, current worship value, 75. Stars flashed in Xiao Min's eyes. What she admired most was genius, and Lin Fei was an absolute martial arts prodigy who had learned it to this level without any teacher. He has not practiced any ancient martial arts, but he is as good as a practitioner in the Yellow Realm. He is really cool. Well, do you have time to teach me some of your experiences? I want to learn from you. Xiao Minute asked a little embarrassedly. Study with me. Lin Fei scratched his head. It seemed that this girl believed that he was an unparalleled master. However, he knew nothing about the ancient martial arts training system. Yes, and I owe you a big favor this time. My dad just said that he wants to meet you when he has time. It turned out that Xiao Minute had secretly called her father Xiao Lingjuan's secretary. Upon learning of this, Xiao Lingjuan immediately put down his work, called the municipal police department, and criticized the police chief. When a hero like this shows up and stands up for justice, why do we still want to embarrass him? How shameful! Faced with Xiao Lingjuan's criticism, the director of the municipal bureau broke out in a cold sweat. He immediately called Shen Wen and asked him to release the person immediately. Okay, but I don't have anything to teach you. Very good. Worship value +5, current worship value, 80, bonus attribute points 100, remaining 115 attribute points. Complete this heroic mission and receive an obedience card as reward. The system also issued the rewards for this mission. Lin Fei. Are you okay? At this time, 3 roommates also walked out of the police station. They had just finished giving Lin Fei's testimony when they learned that he had been released. Then I'll leave first, Lin Fei. I'll contact you when I have time. Goodbye. Xiao Minute, who had just added Lin Fei as her WeChat friend, was full of joy. She turned around and got into a black Audi A6, which was the car sent by Xiao Lingjuan to pick her up. I say, boy, you are so lucky. Li Xiaochen's face was full of envy. Also, why are you so skilled? Are you an ancient warrior? Wu Qian also raised questions. Facing everyone's doubts, Lin Fei did not answer, but laughed. Brothers, today's barbecue is not very enjoyable. I'll treat everyone to a bar. Hey, you kid. Go, go, go. Lin Fei put his arms around Cao Wang and Li Xiaochen's shoulders and walked away, not giving Wu Qian any chance to ask questions. On the other side, Chen Qisheng, who learned about this, was so angry that his back teeth were almost broken. What's going on, old Shen? You usually treat me to a few drinks, but I don't drink enough, right? You didn't even help with such a small favor and just let him go. Facing Chen Qisheng's questioning, Shen Wen was speechless. Mr. Chen, it's not that I won't help you, but the higher-ups have given the order and I dare not disobey them. Do you know who this woman is today? What's the story? Her last name is Xiao. Chen Qisheng couldn't help but be surprised when he heard this answer. In Jinghai City, among those with the surname Xiao, that person was the only one who had such great power. He didn't expect that his henchmen were so blind that they actually offended her. Har har, so what? I guess you know my background, right? Chen Qisheng's mouth curled up slightly. Although Xiao Lingjuan was in control of everything in Jinghai City, what about when he left Jinghai? Could he still be so arrogant? The man behind Chen Qisheng is a terrifying presence in the entire Jiangdong province. I understand, Mr. Chen, but it's just a small matter, so there's no need to ask that person to come forward. Chen Qixing took the unburned cigarette but from his mouth and extinguished it fiercely in the ashtray. No matter what, I have a grudge against this guy surnamed Lin. This young man who just arrived in Jinghai dares to provoke me repeatedly. He really doesn't know how high the sky is and how deep the earth is. Calm down, Mr. Chen. It's not worth it to deal with such a small matter. I have something else to do here, so I'll take care of it first. Shenwen took the opportunity to hang up the phone. As an old fox in the circle, he didn't want to get involved in this fight. After all, both Chen Qixing and Xiaoling Juan are not easy to deal with. Lin Fei. You didn't come home at night, I'm going to punish you. Lin Fei, who had overslept all night in the bar, was woken up by Yi Shixing's call early in the morning.